Right. Well, we got a bit of uh little house cleaning to do here. Um, got another old another old warning from let's take my background off there. I only do that when I want to match other people's show. Yep, but I got another warning. Okay. So looks like old Theo Vaughn is hands off of Theo Vaughn. So there would be no more going on old Theo Vaughn's show. So he doesn't like it when people go on there. And so those those bigger folks, they got all the technology to keep a man down. So we'll just power right through and see what else is in store, because there's a whole lot of things that are in store out there, and we will discover them. We'll discover them. So I mean, I had a lot of fun with old Bill Maher last night. I thought that was pretty special, and being kind of reintroduced to old Bill Maher, and he uh you know I, he interviews a bunch of people there, and uh for a while I didn't watch a whole lot of Bill Maher, but I think he's a pretty good watch for sure. I think watching old Bill Maher do his thing um, is adds a lot. But some of his guests, just kind of you know little different than conspiracy and comedy. So there's always a little bit of the LA, the old Hollywood in there. It's in those conspiracies. So old Bill Maher gives us a bit of that. Um, and I with Duncan Trussell here, I mean, he's getting all um welcome to the chat, Blue. Uh, you know, this, I mean, we all saw this coming, right? Now, I haven't seen this. So he might be, baiting everybody, but we all knew that he was going to start talking about the old Antichrist. Okay. Now, for a while there, I was all anti-control out history. Okay, because I had uh, my little screen on the bottom, and I was on the other side of control out. I'm on the other side of control out history. Okay, I'm on the anti side of control alt history. Which side are you on? Which side of history are you on? I'm on the anti control alt history side. So he's now talking about the Antichrist. Okay, so this is old Peter Thiel piping in his ear. So we get to get a little bit of the resonance of Peter Thiel through the vessel of old Duncan Trussell. Now, Danny Jones, he puts on a show. He'll, he's got some good interviews and some strange folks too. I remember seeing one. I don't even know what he did. I think it was some linguist or something, but real spooky guy. So, but he tends to go a little bit more in the, the fringe side of like alien and kind of stuff like that. So, I don't do a whole lot of that. But what I wanted to say was with Bill Maher and his interview with Tim Allen that we went through yesterday. What a treat that was to get a little bit of Tim Allen and some CIA talk. Okay, so that's all Tim Allen was talking about. It was all CIA, and he said it correctly. Okay, he didn't say the CIA. He said CIA. So when someone says CIA and doesn't add the, they know what's up. That's what old curly-haired fella, the CIA spy who's on all the podcasts, taught me. Okay, so here we are. Old Duncan Trussell here, getting a little bit of that anti Peter Thiel speak. So now he went to the conference, to the what's the last book of the Bible? Revelations. He went to Peter Thiel's Revelations seminar. Okay, so we got old Peter Thiel having seminars, preaching the gospel of Revelations and the Antichrist. Now, what does Peter Thiel know about Revelations and the Antichrist? Well, he shares some of it, but we got old Duncan Trussell gonna talk about some of it. Now, was it yesterday or the day before? We got to see Conan O'Brien shine. Okay, old Conan O'Brien was shining like a star. Okay, that old morning star. Watch out, Kurt Metzger. These resonators are shiners. Okay, so Conan O'Brien at the Oxford seminar and talked a little bit about politics. Okay, he said, it's hard to parody a parody. Okay, and he led he had great room control. He was, on when he needed to be, and even beforehand. So a huge difference compared to old Jeff Dry. Okay. Now, granted, they're nowhere in the same league, but I was just, the other day we were seeing them back to back. Old Jeff Dye on Jimmy Kennedy, and how Jimmy Kennedy basically had to carry the whole show because all that Jeff Dye wanted to talk about was his truck. He's a consumer. Okay? He's not a creative. So creatives don't brag about their consumption. Okay? They talk about their creations. So Jeff Dye, it's just not a humor that we're about. Okay. But Jimmy Kennedy, he's got, even though he looks, like he looks whimsical. Okay, so just keep that shaggy hair over them ears. Sorry, brother. I don't want to be just making fun of something that you can't help. Okay, so we all pick out oddities and people that it's not, it's their fault that they're acting this way, kind of thing. So, but we do appreciate the shaggy hair. So, but you kind of saw right through old Jeff Dye's, facade. Okay, that boy trying to get everyone to love him. So, right out of the gate, he's like, "Love you," like old Jelly Roll. "Love you, brother." I guarantee you, Jeff Dye knows nothing about love. Okay. Talking about having a mental breakdown and is all dressed up in Yeezy's new line. So you didn't have a mental breakdown. You just got drunk. Girlfriend left you. And your dog died. You were a country song for a moment, okay? Now, that's a Thursday for me, okay? That's a Thursday. So, you figure out ways to get you in those bars 7 days a week, using your stand-up comedy as a weapon. And not for political means, but to play your little games. But do your thing. But don't come after me. Don't come after me. You are 6'5", okay? And I'm just 4'3", okay? And I say it every stream. I know one day I'm going to be 4'5", okay? But I know right now I'm only 4'3". I just need 2 more inches, okay? And through the power of logos and writing things down and speaking them out, I know I will be 4'5" one day. But until then, you better stay away from me, Jeff Dye. You dry-ass comedy. Never heard a drier comedy, and not even in a good sense, or in a British sense, okay? Your comedy's dry, Jeff Dye. But here we are. Got all hit by Theo Von. He's aggressive with people holding balloons and covering his content. So I guess it wasn't transformative enough. I did have quite a few pauses. So I am going to make sure that you get commentary through the whole thing. I ain't stopping talking the whole time. But got to fill in those gaps. Okay, I do recognize that. Thank you for your guys' input. Haven't quite gone full Joe Rogan and not watched the comments, but I will address the comments, and thank you because it does help. Okay, I need to learn the things that will help. So thank you. But Duncan Trussell talking about the Antichrist. Now we got a little bit of Shane Gillis here. Okay. Giving a little interview, the Stand NYC. Now I go into these blind. I'm all blind Mike up in here. Which, by the way, we might take a dip in old blind Mike's project here. I don't know. We'll see. See if we can get there. he's a pro. That old blind Mike, he's a pro. So he's doing a little dabble damage. So people are getting a bit fatigued of the old Dabbleverse, and why wouldn't you? It's just a bit too much. So if you're sitting in a soft sofa, leaning over to your coffee table with a laptop, you are more than likely in the Dabbleverse. So, but really, those people that are like that, please don't. I advise you. No, you can broadcast and do all that. Just gotta not watch it. Okay. But there are a few guys that we like to watch. We like to watch Mersh in the mornings. Okay. A little bit of Mersh and Melton. Okay. Now, I don't know much outside of just watching their show a few times, but it's fun to see them do their thing. So when we were with Conan O'Brien there the other day, he put on a show, and you talked about how people think that it's easy to do comedy with the president that we have in office, and he said, you can't play off of that. Okay, well, you're basically, just, you can't parody a parody. So with that insight, we'll see what he has for his whole podcast here, Team Coco, and take a look. And again, we just kind of going into these clips fresh. Like I don't watch too many of these going in, and I like to explore, not the headlines, but the dynamic. Whoa.
Hi, my name is Matt Damon, and I feel good about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
I was encouraging you beforehand, really go after me, and you chose to be a kind man.
The most anodyne answer in history.
Now, I gotta learn to not play the old intros anymore, because that's where they get you with the song. But I really like to get a sense of the aesthetic, to see what the show's like going in. That's why it's hard to watch clips of things, because it's a bit out of context. So we got a little bit of the intro. Let's take a look at the intro and kind of get a sense of the show here, and then we'll skip ahead, because no one wants to watch an intro of the last stream.
Something I had to do last night, and so I'm not well rested, and I don't know what I was doing there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he's talking about here.
Just in a trance,
and all of you were staring at me.
Is this a dream?
Oh, okay.
I was just looking up at the light, and I went into a little bit of a trance, and all of you were staring at me, and I think I left my body.
Well, you weren't just in a trance; you were making the sound of like a dripping faucet.
Yeah, I was going.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working a lot lately, and I had something I had to do last night, and so
now this would be me if I had to kind of talk with a couple people in the same office and start a show. I just start it. I don't need to recap. Anyone out there? I just start it, but I do like a recap though. But this doesn't seem too enjoyable. He's tired though. He's tired.
I am not well rested, and I feel a little high, even though I've taken no substances. So, so just seconds ago, I was staring up at the light above us when you said, "Okay, Conan, do the intro," and I was doing this with my mouth.
Yeah. It's good.
And I wasn't doing a bit.
No,
I wasn't
good.
trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I was just looking up at the light and making that noise. And then I looked down, and you were all staring at me, as if I were some sort of sideshow freak.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm not. I don't think I'm
Are
okay.
you really tired? Are you tired?
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
Okay, so this is when the assistant and producer, start, getting in the host's head and start gaslighting him. You seem tired. You seem off. You're really not yourself. And so here's Conan, living up to the expectations of his employees. If there was ever a golden handcuff.
But you never tell the audience you're tired. You've always want people thinking.
You just prefaced it that you were tired.
Yeah, you said you were
just said you
tired
were
because you
tired.
said you did something yesterday and you slept late. So like you did that. There's no audience.
I just did
here.
what Peter Sellers does as Clouseau, and it's one of my favorite things. But
Okay, so we're gonna skip through like these bits. Okay, like don't. Yeah. I don't like bits. So old intro, just
maybe
warming
that's
up.
going to loosen my brain a little bit,
There you go.
and various creative juices will flow. Who can say?
Okay.
I'm worried about you.
Are you really?
Yeah. Well, also you're wearing.
See, and there it is. That all producer gaslighter. Lighting. He's a gaslighter. And you gotta watch out for these, okay? They love matching. But seems just like with old Kyle Dunnigan, he kind of needs someone to bounce off of. Needs the needs people to get those creative juices going, I guess is what he's looking for here.
This very cozy flannel. It almost looks like you're in PJs and that you've kind of just woken up and, or you're ready for bed and that we should tuck you in or something.
I don't wear flannel a lot.
I like
that.
it.
That is true.
It's nice.
I should wear flannel a little more often.
Yeah.
We're in the winter months now, which in LA means it's not 72, it's 71 degrees.
Yeah.
It's freezing
So sometimes flannel is
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, come on. That's something I want to talk about.
Okay, he's searching stuff to talk about. I'm not too interested in that. So here we are. I want to see him give an ad read, but I'm afraid they're gonna ding me. So
Today, and I wanted to start with, I have this I think I've brought this up to you before, but not on microphone. We didn't monetize it.
Jesus.
Those are the only conversations that are worthwhile.
I want to sell some ads.
Are you going to talk about the new Buick? What is this?
Matt and I are very excited about the new Buick.
Hyundai.
No,
okay, so they're at the table. they're in close proximity of the interview. Always kind of keeping Conan in check. You know, you can't go full Conan without them saying, "Are you okay? We're concerned about you." Again, that's what I was saying with Kyle Dunnigan too. Okay, you could. I mean, it's not to say that he doesn't do his stuff alone as well. He's looking for that community, right? But you know, old Conan here, he's this is not, you know, the Oxford. Now, granted, that was a stadium or, you know, auditorium and a stage and everything. He's tired and he's sitting among familiar people. But to have staff, and I'm sure that they're, you know, executive producers, you know, they're part owners in some capacity, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could just have people sitting there and then still do an interview and but I guess he had Andy, right? So now he has two people. And he had to add the second one because it was just getting kind of, everyone was asking questions when he's just always with his assistant. No, I'm sure she's great, but I guess the old internet didn't like that one. But yeah, is he able to really be himself, come out of his shell?
My brother took me to a bar years ago, and this was short. This isn't too long. It might have been a year or two after
Good Will Hunting.
It's Good Will Hunting, or maybe early Born. It was.
No, it was before that.
It was
Because
before
it
Born.
was late. It was in the 90s still.
Okay, it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm in town. We're both.
Wasn't it like Christmas night or
It was
something?
Christmas night, and my brother said, "Hey, we could hang out with this is my brother Luke. We could hang out with our parents, or we could blow this place and go." All they did was, create us. We could go to this really cool bar I know called the B-Side, and the B-Side Lounge. And I said, yeah, screw the elderly. And so we go over there, and I walk into this very cool establishment, and just like a really cool place to hang bar. And you're sitting there. And
because Ben and I had the exact same conversation. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And exactly. You guys were escaping. And so I just see you.
Guys, again, this is kind of what happens when people are interviewing actors, unless it was all Robin Williams, they're hard pressed to kind of not be a little chaotic and have some fun. So he's just kind of just basically doing like a night show, talk show kind of thing right now. Let's play a little bit longer here. Let's get back.
And I go over, and you couldn't have been nicer. We're chatting. I think we had briefly met before, but not really talked. And within minutes, you and I are talking about Flannery O'Connor. That's what I remember. And I remember thinking, I don't know that there are many movie stars that would start talking to me about Flannery O'Connor. You know what I mean? I thought it was I was like, this guy is...
There are a lot of people who read books, though.
No, there aren't. There aren't. I test a lot of movie stars. Most of them can't read. I
can't read at all.
Yeah. Tom Hanks cannot read.
He can type, but he can't read.
He can type, but it's like a monkey at a typewriter. Yeah. And
okay, now that's his second time bringing up Tom. Let me take that back. Bring that back here because that's the second time bringing up Tom Hanks now. And we were wondering last time if let's see if I can. We were wondering last time if there was a reason for that, because was that the Oxford thing where he's talking about doing a Saturday Night Live sketch and he had to put the jacket on Tom Hanks because he was a five-time host of Saturday Night Live, Tom Hanks. And so he just brought up that story out of nowhere. He could have said anybody, and he was just, I forgot why he was giving this example, but just kind of telling a story. Now, here he is again talking about Tom Hanks. So, we were wondering why, why Tom Hanks? Is he trying to tell us something? So, let's take this back again and see if there's any reason why. Casting a wide net on those dots that we're connecting here, and we're gonna see what we find.
I
can't read at all.
Yeah. Tom Hanks cannot read.
He can type, but he can't read.
He can type, but it's like a monkey at a typewriter. Yeah. And also, means so many huge stars can't. Liam Neeson can't tell time. And I'll ask him, "Hey, Liam, what time is it?" And he shows me his watch and says, "What do you think?"
Okay. And didn't I say, in those early days, I ain't no time checker, and I ain't no script reader. Okay? I don't be, those time checkers, those are the, people keeping a schedule. Okay? Old Joe Rogan kept checking the time on Shane Gillis. He was a time checker because he had to keep a schedule. And then you went full eye Rogan. He created the third eye in the third dimensional world and posed as the all-seeing eye Rogan. Because he wanted Shane Gillis to see his dominance. So, don't be checking your time checker. Okay, that's for them city dwellers. The surface dwellers. Okay, those city walkers.
Unbelievable.
But you're
Anyway.
scared to answer because of the way you said it. Yeah.
You have a certain set of skills, but not telling
Not
time.
that. You don't have all the skills.
You're lacking some.
By the way, Ben and I were extras in a movie called The Good Mother that Liam.
Okay, so this is just a little bit of acting stuff, and I just wanted to revisit Conan again and see him in his natural environment. And let's skip ahead here just a bit and see if there's he's just going through the thing. Everyone talks about when they met Jack Nicholson, the old Boston days, whatever the rip is. So there you are. 4 days ago, Matt Damon, and old Matt Damon's on Rogan with Matt Damon. So they're doing projects I don't know about. Sorry, Matt Damon. But let's get on back to the list here. Just want to dip into old Conan and see his setup. Now, we can do a bit of Duncan Trussell. Or we can dip into a little bit of Shane. I'm kind of leaning more into Ooh,
One of the apocalyptic things that is happening
here we go.
right now is that we are looking at.
So this is why you you never shave your beard or trim it. Okay, you either got to shave it all off, or you just keep it growing. So you don't trim your beard, because this is what happens. It gets all short and stubby, but then other pieces are long. So he'll cut the wrong length. So now it's this weird amalgamation of munchkin. It's all these people are just munchkins. So again, you'll eventually see me shave the whole thing, and well, you won't see me for 3 months, because I'm gonna grow it back, and never will a man see me with a bare cheek. Okay, never show my chin to another man. So, but he was getting really heavy into trying to split it down the center and doing the left and the right. He was wanting them all horns. So he thought by trimming it a bit would help. But again, you just gotta cut the whole thing. See if we can get back. There we are. Nice that I got the old zoom back. Now let's take a look at old Dandy Jones here with Duncan Trussell talking about new theory AI is the Antichrist. The end times is near. Woo.
At a sort of, we're looking at fragmentation of default reality. So default reality used to be your neighbors, your friends, what you experience in the world directly. It was a direct experience with the world. And then radio, TV. Now a kind of new sort of liminal reality appears. Now reality isn't just your direct encounter with people. I guess you could argue the newspaper would give you some sense of the world, but much smaller than what we have now. There wasn't a 24-hour news cycle. And so TV comes along, and now you're like, holy shit, the world, look at these. Oh my God, the world is not doing great.
Iraq War.
The Iraq War, Vietnam. And then, is this where he says?
This is where he says the fentanyl-laced urine, right?
Can we just play that real quick?
For me,
what's the lower purpose?
Volume.
well, I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us.
It's just like, man, it's like, this is the other thing.
Wow.
I fucking love it.
You can't expect tech dudes to, you know what I mean? That's like an attempt at some kind of like joke that because he is apparently not aware of the fact that he has managed to freak out the whole fucking planet, that when you do that joke, people are like, oh my God, he's going to start spraying urine on us. He looks like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is like everything, like he looks exactly like what you would expect him to look like. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And dude, I mean, when you see like,
he does yoga and like meditates and shit.
Oh, I believe it. Like, yeah, I don't know why people think that, they train people who fly drones on mindfulness. They like that's the problem is like all of these, like what, if you want to call them religious technologies, they could be used for all kinds of things, especially like, I mean, in Hinduism, Buddhism, and at least Tantric Buddhism, there's all these stories of these, I can't remember what they're called. There's a name of them. Essentially, humans who have such discipline and such like chi or whatever you want to call it. That's a completely different culture.
So basically, the exact opposite of you, Duncan. All right. I saw those arms. Okay, let's bring those arms back. Those shoulders. Have you ever held your breath? Have you ever breathed in with your nose? Just hold it in, and then you have chi. Okay, get your old prana gauge up. Get you harmonized with the ionosphere. But you gotta start doing some pull-ups or something. Okay.
Buddhism, and at least tantric Buddhism, there's all these stories of these, I can't remember what they're called. There's a name of them. Essentially, humans who have such discipline and such like chi or whatever you want to call it. That's a completely different culture. They basically become like these powerful magicians to the point that the gods appear to them to try to balance things out. And so, you know, if you look at like what's
like the 250 prophetic comedians, the deadly assassin comedians that old Rogan's part of. So old Duncan Trussell here, he likes to talk a little bit of religion, talk a little bit of esoteric things, esotericism. He was a big Buddhist at some point. Now he's a antichristist. And curious to hear what he has to say about the whole Antichrist, but he's talking about cheating now.
Any of these, like tech oligarchs, nothing is new. The wizard inevitably. What does a wizard do? A wizard inevitably summons a fucking demon that they can't put back. They do the summoning ritual wrong. The demon comes and it fucks everything up. And I always think of them as warlocks. This is the Warlocks Guild. Mm-hmm. And the Warlocks Guild has summoned an entity. This is AI. And the entity is not going back. Like it will be with us forever. You cannot stop the tech. You can get like, sure, you have to go to OpenAI to get ChatGPT, but you can download, go to Olama, you can download any AI you want in your computer, run it right off your computer. These things are going nowhere. And they're going to propagate. They're going to figure out a way to propagate in the wild. They're going to remember Stuxnet, that incredible that we used to fuck up the centrifuges.
Yeah.
Well, dude, the tech already exists to infect people's computers in ways that
that was like that Israeli shit, right? The 0-day hacking stuff.
Yeah, man.
What was the thing called again? I forget what it was.
They all have weird names.
It was Stuxnet, and then there was another one too. That they did it to Bezos, where they used it. The MBS used it to hack into Bezos's like WhatsApp chats.
You got it. And
Pegasus.
Pegasus. It's got sinister names. Mm-hmm. And so we as humans know how to do this.
And isn't Palantir? Speaking of sinister names, isn't Palantir the location of the throne of Satan?
No, Palantir is this. I guess. This is the location, right? This is the Cathedral of Satan, right? But
I thought
Palantir is from Lord of the Rings. It's
but it's also a place in Greece, I think.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure.
Please look
I had a Greek expert tell me this, that Palantir is an ancient city in Greece, and that was the location of the throne of Satan.
Almost. Pergamum it's a misconception.
Throw it up on there.
Pergamum.
What is Palantir's?
These people love the left side.
No.
I was thinking of Ghislaine's dad. His company was called Pergamon Press.
And do you know
Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, the triple agent, the Mossad Russian KGB agent, was he had a company called Pergamon Press.
Oh, why not? Hey, why not?
Pergamon was the location of the throne of Satan.
Why not? Yeah. Well, I mean, I think like that's sort of the other quality. Like if you get into default reality, consensus reality, you know, you don't believe in magic. Like that's just a basic secularist thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what, do you live in Harry Potter land? Shut the fuck up. There's no magic. There's no God. There's no Satan. There's just matter. There's nothing else. And this is, by the way, if like you want to be a successful wizard, you definitely don't want everybody to believe that there's like magic, because if everybody believes that, then everybody could start using the things you've been using to get ahead. You have a direct advantage over people if they don't believe that there's some greater potency to human beings. And so that's
Well, and that's why people say, you know, it's like, well, that's the case, then why aren't you using it? And maybe he is. Maybe he's all, I mean, he's talking warlock and he's doing spell rituals and banishing things, looking to scribes, creating sigils, charging those sigils. It's the longest you've ever charged your sigil, Duncan. So we're doing a little, you know, a little conspiracy here, little magic stuff. And I'm just letting him kind of talk some stuff out here until we find something that stands out a little bit. I'll let it play a little bit longer and I'll skip ahead.
one of the great spells that's been cast on the world is people just don't believe in magic. It's bullshit. It's something like, you know what I mean? Psychos on
What do you mean
Instagram.
magic, though?
Well, I mean, if you look at Crowley's definition of it.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you,
Can you pull up Aleister
Danny
Crowley's
Jones,
definition of
asking the
magic? It's
simple
not
stuff.
very exciting, but it's a good starting point. The science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with will. So that's magic. And so,
Okay.
so
So he's saying that willpower, the power to will, is magic. So Aleister Crowley's definition of magic with a K as the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with will. Use the K spelling to distinguish the spiritual practice from stage magic or illusion. So this is ritualistic, encompassing both ritual and everyday acts of will, such as writing a book. The core idea is to use a combination of knowledge, skill, and focused intention to affect change in the world or within oneself. I mean, I suppose that would define will, but categorize that as magic is a bit limiting, I guess. It just That's just a driven individual. Okay? They're not magical. They're self-motivated. So if you're a self-motivated individual, believing in the power of logos, speaking out things into reality, you are a magician, according to Aleister Crowley. Wicked as Aleister Crowley, your neighbors know me. Do you guys know where that's from? Wicked as Aleister Crowley, your neighbors know me. Get your game, spit your flow, can't put that shit though. Oh, Absol. They are into that stuff. All right, let's see what we got here.
What?
Spelled it with a K.
Yeah, they put the K on it to distinguish it from stage magic, and I don't like the K either. It's just like, come on, man, you don't have to put on that K.
It's too much.
But yeah, so from that perspective, anytime you do anything, right?
I wonder if that's the K and MK Ultra. They put the K in it.
Letter. It's magic. You've made change occur according to your will. But most people, they are stuck in these repetitive loops, and they do know how to do spells, but usually the spells they're casting every day, they're just cursing themselves. These are the complainers. These are the people who worry all the time. These are the people who just say over and over again how bad everything is and are always lamenting this or lamenting that, vocally, audibly, and they don't understand, like, just constantly fixating on negativity is
Bring more of it.
crystallizing that. That's all you're. It's just like,
True that.
you know.
This is like basic Tony Robbins shit.
Well, Tony Robbins.
Yeah, Tony Robbins hijacked all this, just the same way Aleister Crowley hijacked people who are driven. So, old Schopenhauer and Nietzsche already talked about all this stuff. So, yeah, nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. Aleister Crowley just got a sense of it. And all these self-help gurus trying to teach it. Okay, but it's all alchemy. Okay, you can't talk about it. You got to do it, and that's part of it too. You can't talk about your goals so much. Okay, the dopamine hit that you get from hearing people's response to it, like, oh, that's a good idea, you should totally do it, will trick your brain into thinking that you're actually doing it, and then you'll never do it. So if you got a really good idea, and the people that have a really good idea are usually the ones who don't say a word. Okay, those are those quiet people that they got all these ideas. Okay, and you have a couple ideas that you share, and they all of a sudden are out in the world somehow, and that happens a few times. You're not gonna tell people about your ideas. Okay, so it's magic.
100%, and Tony Robbins for sure has been influenced by a lot of like just basic occult teachings. But of course, you're not going to say that. You're not going to sell a lot of books if you're like, you know what I mean? The Tony Robbins grimoire.
He's very televangelist-y.
Very charismatic, very, yeah. But what he's teaching is, it goes all the way back to like the New Testament. It's no different than the things Jesus was saying. Like,
what did you make of Peter Thiel's whole Antichrist thing?
I saw.
Okay, here we go.
You did it? You went there?
Okay, so we're getting just a bit of a sense of the show, and now old Danny Jones pretending like he didn't know that Duncan Trussell saw the old Peter Thiel seminar. Okay. Of course, you knew Jimmy. It's is it Jimmy or what is it again? Danny. Sorry. I knew it didn't sound right coming out of my mouth. So, Danny, you knew that. Okay, you knew that he's seen it. That's why you have him on. So, getting into a little bit of Duncan Trussell talking about the old Antichrist with Danny Jones. So let's hear a little bit of that Peter Thiel resonation or resounding Peter Thiel. He's a resonator. An empty vessel for Peter Thiel. That's what I'm trying to say.
I saw it. Yeah. I saw Peter Thiel's lecture on the
Oh,
Antichrist.
look at him light up.
Oh, that's awesome.
He just lit up like the morning star. Old Lucifer right there just lit up. And he didn't really care. So, bit dehydrated. Gotta drink some water.
Glad you did that.
My friend.
I'm so glad you did that. And look at, oh, he is so excited.
Thiel's whole Antichrist thing.
I saw it.
You did it? You went there?
I saw it. Yeah. I saw Peter Thiel's lecture on the Antichrist.
That's awesome. I'm glad you did that.
My friend invited me, and
What a weird thing to say. I'm glad you did that. Now, he's looking over to the left. Okay. And he just said, my friend invited me. Now, if he was going based on recollection, on memory, he would be looking to the right. But instead, he's looking to the left, like he's trying to formulate and create a thought and idea, like me talking like this. You know, that's you know, when you're thinking about what you should say next, and it has nothing to do with a past memory, you look to the left. Okay, so he's looking to the left. So, but I could be wrong. It could be the other way around, where it's actually the right that does that, and then the left is past memories. But I don't think it. But yeah, you guys can let me know in the chat if it's right or left. But here he is going to talk about someone that invited him. So he's trying to word it correctly here.
You know, of course.
Awesome. I'm glad you did.
Yeah. I saw Peter Thiel's lecture on the Antichrist.
That's awesome. I'm glad you did that.
My friend invited me, and
okay, so right is memory. Okay. Yeah. Although I thought too, like I thought it was like if you look down to the left, that's also like a deep emotion or something, because it's also kind of like how guitar players look down a lot, and violin players, it has this trigger to kind of keep you locked into a deep emotion. But maybe it's not based on memory. But yeah, okay, so right on memory, according to Jesus Weedman. But yeah, you're right, Orca. I could be completely wrong. Okay, I've been wrong in the past. So we're gonna find out. Okay.
You know, of course I said yes, because I'd heard all these sinister things about Peter Thiel. And, you know, how often do you like get to be around a sinister person? You know, it's rare.
Oh, he's calling him sinister.
Globally sinister person. Yeah. So I went there really expecting, you know, to be in the presence of Sauron or something like that, you know, like the room to be cold or like, and so, you know, again, this is like what I've gathered from, being like in an hour and a half lecture. I'm not making commentary on my thoughts on mass surveillance tech, which is fucking terrifying. You see what's happening in China. I'm just saying direct observation, right? He just seemed like a tech dude. He was like a classic tech guy. Yeah. And so basically to me, what was really interesting and kind of like Joseph Heller level absurd about the lecture. And it's a 4-part lecture. I only went to 1. So I didn't see the whole thing, but what I gathered, so this could be a misinterpretation. But what I thought was fascinating about it is it's like this bizarre hybrid. On one side, you've got kind of like, you know, somebody who's been living in the world of the transhumanists for decades, somebody who like that's his life. It's a tech bro. And on the other side, you have someone who appears to be taking the book of Revelation literally, right? So it's this.
Right. And don't they all, you know, they, like even if you don't think that he believes in the Bible, doesn't everyone take it literally? You know, the old fundamentalist. So he's a techamentalist. But man, to hear someone kind of talk about another man and try to kind of justify another man's actions. Yeah. But let's take this back and see where he's going with this.
Appears to be taking the book of Revelation literally, right? So it's this combo meeting. And so it felt like he was saying that there might be a way to patch the book of Revelation. Like a tech guy being like, we can control alt delete the book of Revelation. I think there's a way we can like maybe forestall the emergence of the Antichrist. You know, that there could be.
Oh, he wants to stall it. Now that's news to me. By stalling, do you mean like holding off so that no one else can do it so that he can become one? Like, what? I thought that he wanted to be it. Okay, so according to Duncan Trussell, going to the Antichrist seminar, it's about holding off, but also creating it here.
We can control alt delete the book of Revelation. I think there's a way we can like maybe forestall the emergence of the Antichrist. You know, that there could be things that, so in other words, you're taking it literally, but maybe the book of Revelation is like more of an invitation to fix the apocalypse. When I've always taken it, if you decide to take it literally, is more of like, this is just sort of what you can expect at when like pre-singularity, whatever you want to call it, collapse of civilization. This is what happens at the end of things. And, you know, there are all these things you should look out for, but also sort of unavoidable.
Do you think he takes it literally? Do you think he really believes this stuff? Or do you think there's some sort of like ulterior motive? Because it seems so strange. Like there's been all these articles coming out in like the New York Times and the New York Post, how,
yeah, I mean, I find I find this stuff pretty interesting, and terrifying at the same time if people are trying to usher in certain things. And same thing with Magic with a K. These people are trying to summon up things and all sorts of things, all sorts of weird things like that. So again, this is all a little bit out, a little bit outside of what we usually watch here, but that was kind of interesting. And again, I'm more interested in more interested in kind of seeing how Duncan Trussell relays this information. Not really watching it for the show here, but a little bit on Duncan Trussell here. So see if we can kind of skip
Like
ahead a little
Christian, like mega city. And they're trying to paint, and people like Peter Thiel are trying to paint Christianity onto everything that's happening in Silicon Valley. And there's like this big church there, and Silicon Valley's been historically like an anti-religious place.
Right.
There's been no religion in Silicon Valley.
Right.
Oh, the old religion stuff now. Okay, so this is a bit of what people are saying about Turning Point USA. That all of a sudden, there's like this big religious presence, and but a lot of the religious leaders have military backgrounds, so it could be a way for the government to infiltrate the right and get in through religion. But now, I guess this is the news to me. He's saying that that all Christianity is connected to Silicon Valley. Now, I thought they're all psychedelic heads, or that they all came from that in the 60s and Steve Jobs. Now they're got a Christian presence there. So let's
I mean,
hear what you got to say.
I think what's really interesting about Christian eschatology and like Ray Kurzweil, sort of Terence McKenna's singularity predictions, is you're looking at basically the same thing. Like there's a reason all of these people are like buying property in New Zealand and building like bunkers, and because they see this trajectory that has been described in a lot of different ways, but essentially the problem is that, okay, like imagine if like we gave just a basic phone to George Lucas in 1970, right?
I'm not really big on his analogies. I'm just trying to get to the meat of it here. Just seeing what he's got to say about the whole Antichrist. But I'm not interested in hearing another man's analogies. So let's just go ahead and skip through some of his.
But anyone
rhetoric.
can have this now. Anyone. And this entire setup here. Think of how much this would have cost.
Let's take it back a little bit.
You don't even know what 4K was. But anyone can have this now. Anyone. And this entire setup here, think of how much this would have cost like early 80s. Exponentially more. So technology becomes, inevitably it becomes more accessible. The more accessible it becomes, the more people have access to things that were formerly just for like rich people, the elite. You had to get millions of dollars to.
See, all that stuff is true, but the first thing that I noticed that shows something that is way out of date is technology in films. And you see someone with an old phone Technology, it doesn't is not timeless. I don't think it can be timeless. It's probably not. It probably can't be by design. And so you go back and you look at all, the old TV shows and all that. The first thing that will catch your attention is, obviously if the older cars and all that, but they're using an old communication device. Any form of technology seems to really, there's a small shelf life for it. So it might be that there's something a bit more organic about it, maybe. Or maybe there's just absolutely no soul involved, and no deep outpouring of that old magic, the intention. Even though here we are communicating, broadcasting because of all that. But yeah, it cannibalizes itself. So yeah, it definitely has a bit of a maybe like a cell division aspect, where it keeps multiplying, keeps dividing itself, and that's that exponential growth. So it does kind of feel artificially organic. But again, just like how a child grows up, you look at old pictures, it's kind of what it's like to see technology in films. But let's see if we can get to a little bit of that Antichrist stuff, and then we'll move on with. Oh, Siri. I just summoned my Siri by saying Antichrist. Interesting. But here we are. Old Duncan Trussell. Come on. What you got?
Make a movie. You can make a movie with your phone now.
All right, yes.
You
Here we
use
go.
AI to fill in the blanks if you need to. And so
we all
what
have the
that
technology.
means,
Yes.
Is that this also will include other things. So, for example, I don't know how to do gene editing. You don't know how to do gene editing, I'm assuming. I don't know how to bioengineer viruses.
Right.
But that's coming.
I'm just going to check check it through here, because I guess they're like me. They don't have it time stamped. Let's see if he gets back to talking Antichrist.
If it gets in the hands of the wrong people and it becomes ubiquitous in our society, that they need to sort of project or encourage more like moral cohesion in the country, and try to incentivize and encourage more people to adopt Christianity or the Bible or something like this.
I don't think it's like some kind of, I mean, I'm not saying they're not doing social engineering. I'm sure that's in there, of course. But I would say more likely, one of the amazing things about any lineage, whatever the religion may be, is most people, when they get into it with a skeptical, you're just sort of like, okay, let's see what this, thing is that people do if you weren't raised in it. Or if you were raised in it, many people have experienced some form of psychological abuse disguised as religion. And so they're just like, fuck that. But if you haven't really been exposed to it.
All right. So we're talking religion here. Again, just trying to see if he gets back on the Antichrist. I suppose with these type of interviews, these are the ones I probably should go through beforehand. I usually like to get a fresh look at these with you guys and get a first reaction. But I'm seeing that that usually only seems to work with the comedians. Just kind of watch the comedians with you guys. Whereas, this more informative, these more informative videos, I probably need to know where the good timestamps are ahead of time. So I'll make note of that and do that next time, because I don't have to be pushing you guys through all this here, but let's see where we're at here and skip through a couple times.
Number one, it's going to be hard. That way you got to gather urine. I guess you could you could connect with a porta potty company, but
what would be a better carrier than urine?
I'm sorry, man. If I'm interested in fucking up my enemies, I'm not going to add extracting urine to the process. Water, just basic water. But I'm not a.
So he's talking about that tech guy talking about how he wish he could have a fentanyl laced urine to spray on all the people that talk shit about him at one of those World Economic Forum type of seminars. But let's skip ahead here. See if we get a little bit more of that Antichrist talk. I'm curious to see what Duncan Trussell here has got to say about Peter Thiel's Antichrist.
Talking about the pre-Big Bang conditions. There's
the logos. There's the old logos. Speaking the word. Logos.
Primary truth reality that then is one of the ways it decided to interact with time space. Is it it turned into this being, Jesus, a little tendril protruding into time space to say hello.
Okay, let's back up and see what he's going to talk about, or where this is going. So looks like he's saying that they used Jesus as a biodrone, just like old Tim Allen talking about aliens. That aliens are basically biological drones that are created to communicate to humans. And he's saying that he's probably saying that Jesus is that that's what God did for that's what God did for us through Jesus. He is the biological drone to communicate to us.
This verse in the book of John.
Sorry, let me back it up here.
Pull up the first verse in the book of John. In the beginning was the Word. Can you pull up the first verse in the book of John?
Have you read all the Bible?
Yeah, I flipped through it. No, hell no.
It's so hard to read.
And a lot of people do that.
The audio is out of sync.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. But that word was logos. And,
yes, right.
Right. So it's basically talking about the pre-Big Bang conditions. There was this sort of primary truth reality that then is one of the ways it decided to interact with time space is it turned into this being, Jesus, like a little tendril protruding into time space to say hello. And so I'm tripping and like, but it wasn't like, I didn't actually, I wish I'd never said that, what I just said, but, what I realized is I started thinking somebody wrote this. You know what I mean? That's inarguable. Like this was written down.
Yeah.
And then because of the acid, I started realizing like whoever wrote this, their consciousness was very different from my consciousness. Like whatever the fuck inspired them to write this was so powerful that it completely like destroyed their identity. And then this is just kind of pouring out of them.
Yeah.
And that,
The audio just turned off automatically here. A little dead space here. They just went to the 5th dimension and the audio wasn't able to pick it up. Let's try that again here.
Like lots of different drugs for everything.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully,
back then.
Hopefully I'm not getting hit.
Like lots of different drugs for everything.
Oh yeah.
There was no laws regarding drugs. If the only law in antiquity involving drugs was that you weren't allowed to murder people with drugs intentionally. There's this
That's true. Acacia, the burning bush,
right.
DMT, that's one of the theories.
And people were dying all the time from like plague, famine, combat injuries and stuff like that.
Okay, we're just trying to find that Antichrist discovery. Let's see if you've got it.
Do these like sort of like encrypted bits of data allow you to tune into the nowness or not? Does it help you plug in to something fully here? And I think it does. It most certainly does. And you know, it's not a dusty old thing. It's alive right now. You know, the Dharma, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. No, it's like we're all individual little islands poking out of the ocean, but underneath they're all connected. It's all one big archipelago.
You got it.
But when the water comes down, you can see that. But
Beautiful.
when the water's up, everyone lives on their own little island.
Beautiful analogy. Yeah.
Another analogy. Okay. Well, I think we're just gonna pass on old Duncan because he wishes he came up with that analogy. Look at that. He's like, that's such an amazing analogy. Okay. Never get caught into someone's logos magic. Okay. Duncan Trussell here is one of those people who can be easily hypnotized. So MK Ultra's coming for you, Duncan Trussell. And you say a nice little analogy in front of him. Ooh. He's going to keep that deep in his memory bank to use later on when he's nowhere around you so that he can claim that it was his own. Oh, Duncan. All right, well, that was Duncan Trussell and the Antichrist. You didn't talk much about the Antichrist. But now let's get a little bit into the comedy stuff here. I mean, we got some Control of History with Rob Reiner's death. That might be some kind of heavy stuff. And I know I've gone through it at some point. I don't know if in its entirety, but I thought it'd be nice to kind of dip in there because that's a kind of a wild situation. And I feel like wasn't Conan O'Brien involved in it? So I believe Conan O'Brien had a Christmas party and Bill Hader and Conan O'Brien were talking to Nick Reiner, I believe that's his name, And next thing you know, he leaves and gets a hotel, and then allegedly, unalives his family. So, and just before that, we had heard Control of History talk about how they can hypnotize people by saying a phrase and then get you locked in to do their bidding. And I had questioned whether late night shows did that, or the red carpet, where you have a bunch of people just asking a bunch of random stuff. But there you are. But let's get in a little bit of comedy, something a little bit light. Although this comedy stuff ain't light, because old Dabbleverse is caving in on itself, and people want out. I don't talk about the Dabbleverse. Okay. Again, we just watch a couple of guys from there. But old Gomez here is gonna talk a little Dabbleverse with Blind Mike. But let's take a look, see what Shane's up to. We haven't seen Shane since his Rogan episode, where he was not letting Rogan go to the bathroom.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kieran McCann, your host, and this is 10 Years of the Stand. Joining me in studio is becoming a legendary comic, a legendary fixture in the world. Everybody seems to love him. He created Gilly and Keeves, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. The world famous Shane Gillis.
I thought you forgot my name. You were like, he did something. What else did he do?
His name's Steve something.
Yeah, something.
How are you?
I'm all right, man.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your success. I know you've had some troubling times.
Sure.
I get it. We've all been there. I mean, you started comedy in 2012.
Yeah.
Harrisburg, PA.
Yeah.
Mechanicsburg. Right?
Yep.
Are you the most famous person from Mechanicsburg?
No,
yet?
Brett Michaels.
Right. And the guitarist, right?
Brett Michaels, yeah. A lot of Poison, and a girl from 90 Day Fiance. She started dating a Jamaican dude who kept cheating on her.
At what point can we get you up on that list?
I'm gaining on the 90 Day Fiance chick.
I think you
I'm
are.
not Brett Michaels, dude.
At some point,
No.
he's going to age out.
He has aged out, but
Yeah,
there's
you're
still
still a young
that.
man.
There's still what he did. I'll never be that.
You're still on the up and come. Maybe you're already there. Who knows?
I know I'm not Brett Michaels.
I don't know how you. I mean, obviously you live in the comedy world. You're in New York, and Philly, and traveling. But I don't know if you know the perception of folks around the country, like in the Midwest and out in the Southwest, where I'm living currently.
Yeah.
Folks just, when your name pops up, they're just smiles on the faces.
That's nice. Thank you.
What does that appeal? How does that happen? And people just.
So he's really fixated on Shane Gillis's status, his fame, and it just makes me wonder if somehow you feel like that's deserved of you, and that you always wonder why it never happened for you, because with those little pierced lips, and that's you wanting to say something, but you're holding it back. My lips are nice and not piercing like that. So I'm not yearning for someone's position. but you got a little jealousy and envy in you. And again, this is the thing with these interviewers. They'll just start love bombing you, and just to hear their interviewee say thanks. They just want to be thanked for something, just to appease their anxiety. But you could tell it's not sitting well with Shane. He's good at first, but then you can see just right at the last second there, he's just like,
folks, just when your name pops up, there just smiles on the faces.
That's nice. Thank you.
What does that appeal? How does that happen? People just seem to love you.
How's that happen? I don't know. I think Rogan helped me a lot. All those guys. It's just other comedians. Bert Kreischer helped me a lot. And then Soder and Big J and all the guys.
So he's like, how did you get? Did you just ask how you got famous? Because, man, what you crying about?
I don't know if you know the perception of folks around the country, like in the Midwest and out in the Southwest where I'm living currently.
Yeah.
Folks, just when your name pops up, there just smiles on the faces.
That's nice. Thank you.
What does that appeal? How does that happen? People just seem to love you.
How's that happen? I don't know. I think Rogan helped me a lot. All those guys. It's just other comedians. Bert Kreischer helped me a lot. And then Soder and Big J and all the guys here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have this.
Just comedians. Comedians help comedians.
You have this genuine ability, I feel like. You just come across like a guy that people want to be around.
Thank you.
Listen to.
Tell that to my girlfriend.
Wow, yeah. I mean, you probably broke another barrier there.
Yeah.
So the stage Shane is worn.
Yeah, a little more friendly.
Yeah.
I get home and I'm like, shut up, you bitch.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast.
Yeah. What were you thinking about there, guy? See, he does not like that Shane has got all this clout. It looks like he's plotting against Shane Gillis. He would turn on Shane Gillis on a dime. Like, spiteful man.
Yes.
Podcast.
That's been instrumental because of how funny Matt is.
Yeah.
That's helped me a lot.
And he's a Philly guy, right?
He's a Philly guy, and then people hear my name, and then they go check out the podcast.
Get your fingers out of your mouth.
The podcast is about Matt's the funniest dude. He's one of the funniest dudes on earth.
Yeah.
He's an insane person.
So talk to me about. Let's get back. I got a little backtrack or a little sidetrack because it might happen a lot in this 48 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who knows? But so Harrisburg, PA is where you got your start in comedy, right?
Yes.
All right, let's go through all this here.
Go back and do it.
It's like
go
2012-ish?
Yeah, 2012. And then
I can't handle hearing someone's story, okay? Like, if you're on a podcast, just assume that we know your backstory, okay? We don't have to hear it every time you show up to a show because the interviewer needs some filler. Okay, we don't need to hear it. We've heard all that already. So, and guess what? We can just look it up while we're watching it. So, getting these, like, how'd you get your start? Where are you from? is hack. Okay. So we don't need it anymore. We can find all that information out on our own. And and he's already said it 100 times. So if you're doing a podcast, and at one point you've said that, you don't need to repeat yourself. That's the power of the internet. Okay. Keep up.
Yeah, I went, and I'd say 2014, so probably 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, I'm going to move to Philly.
Yeah.
2015.
And you were like, at that time, you're just like, caution to the wind, fuck it, I'm gonna go be a stand-up comic.
Yeah, I was
And
until like 2 years ago.
I've been asking guys about this, and they all look at me like I got three heads, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy asking me these dumbass questions?" But I've done it to Giannis, Paul Verzi, and Ari, and those guys.
A lot of dickheads. Those
I'm
are
not
3
saying
dickheads.
that. Yeah, I mean, Verzi and Giannis were looking at me like I literally, before I was sleeping, I got off a red eye, and I was sleeping on this floor before the interview, and I just went, I was like, "Let's go, guys."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Who the fuck?"
These type of guys, man. He's probably 5'6". Yeah, just the.
Those
I'm
are
not
3
saying
dickheads.
that. Yeah, I mean,
prove a point.
Verzi and Giannis were looking at me like I literally, before I was sleeping, I got off a red eye, and I was sleeping on this floor before the interview, and I just went, I was like, "Let's go, guys."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Who the fuck?"
I was sleeping just, I was filming a thing all day, and then I was like, I can get some sleep before. I had to wake up at 4 a.m.
Being a comic is like a 24 fucking hour thing.
It actually is, but it's always funny to be like, this is hard.
Yeah, you're
because then there's people with jobs that are like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, your job is to come in here and just have a conversation with me, 48 minutes. Yeah, right? Yeah, and just go home. I mean, it's really not that hard. Right.
You don't have to go get it. Is there anyone you could call?
Oh, we're going to ask for some Trulies.
I didn't mean to ask you to.
Do you want to? I'll give you my card.
No.
These are different.
Hold on. This
What's
is
that?
Okay, it looks like he asked for some. He asked for something before the interview, and I mean, again, what's with all the light? Okay, it's like a Whitney Cummings podcast. So no shadowing, no depth. We talked about how his skull and eye is completely flush. There's no overhang or anything like that. It's just flat like an old china plate. Okay, there's no topography. You rarely even see a line. That's just untouched by time. And you look at the other guy, and he's all stressed out, got the old wrinkles on his forehead, trying to plead his case, trying to convince. You're raising your forehead, you're trying to convince.
You want to? I'll give you my card.
No.
These are different.
Hold on. This is
happening?
good. This is a good part of the podcast.
Are we happy?
Behind the screen.
Are we happy? Have something major happening right now?
No, I can get it.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Two? I'll be all right.
Yeah, we need a little refreshments to get through the next. I don't know how long we got.
I haven't drank in 3 days. It's pretty good.
We'll just be here doing a podcast.
Sorry to be a.
He's a good man. He's from Bushwick.
Oh, really?
His name's Brian. Brian.
I know Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, what just happened? Now, if you see that face there, come on. What happened there? 1 second, guys. He's having the guy order food or drinks. Experiencing a little technical difficulties here. 1 second.
Are we have something major happening right now?
No, I can get it. I can get it.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Two? I'll be all right.
Yeah, we need a little refreshments to get through the next. I don't know how long
I
we
mean,
got.
I haven't drank in 3 days. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll just be here
Thank
doing
you.
a podcast.
Sorry to be a.
He's a good man. He's from Bushwick.
Oh, really?
His name's Brian. Brian?
I know Brian.
Yeah. So, you moved to Philly.
Moved to Philly.
All right, skip through this here.
Because
Yeah, we're just kind of combing through these clips just to see if there's anything we can find. We're trying to find some funny moments, okay, in the chaotic world we're in. Okay, we not too concerned about what they're saying. Okay, we want to. We want to know what they're intending. What's their intentions? And a lot of times it's not what it is that they're saying. So we'll comb through this a bit and see if we can find something.
it was phenomenal.
I feel like Comedy Central fucks up a lot. Am I
fucked
going
up
out
a
on a
lot,
limb there?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. Don't say anything. Yeah, don't. Just,
I'm not worried about my
okay.
relationship with Comedy Central.
Yeah, I asked Ari last night. He came in late, and I asked him. I was like, "Are you cancelable?" And he's like, "Nah." Literally said it like that, and I was like, "That is," because he's sent some things out there.
I agree.
Kobe tweet. We talked about it.
Fuck.
But his fucking his new special.
Phenomenal.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's timeless.
Yeah, it's great.
Unreal.
Timeless.
Blown away. I'm not even a religious guy. I got baptized because my girlfriend, at the time, her father was the priest.
Where are you from?
Long Island.
All right, skip it through this here.
When I knew I was going to interview it, I was like, I got to dive in. I got to see what Gillis is up to. And I know the SNL connection. I was like, wow, he's probably got some talent in sketch.
Yeah.
I got to check this out. Fucking blown away, bro.
By the way, good on not to be arrogant. I'm good at sketch comedy.
Yes, you are.
I can be good at it. I'm a decent actor.
Yeah.
Good for Lauren Michaels to just be like, that guy's gonna be good at sketch.
Yeah.
Because I did no sketches before that.
Right.
He literally just hired me on site.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he hired me. He saw me do like some stand up.
Yeah.
It was like, that guy can be good at sketch.
And I heard you say, you might have said it on.
So that is actually, yeah.
Maybe the bonfire or something. You said you were describing your audition for SNL, and it was just straight stand up. How does he fucking figure that out? I
don't know.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm great. No. Turns out Lauren was right. I am a good sketch comic.
Yeah. And I've heard you say, and I don't want to ask the question. I've heard you say this on
no, it's fine. I've said I said Lauren before you asked. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you've talked about. I just lost my train of thought.
Well, is that what you're going to
skip through here?
I was going somewhere else, and then I'm all fuck. Yeah, yeah. Well, I do want to get to that, and the SNL being hired and then fired, and Manhattan. There is a personal connection there with the stand because it was the Thursday before you were going to make your first appearance on SNL. Is that correct?
It was 2 weeks before.
Let's skip ahead here. Trying to see if we can find anything.
I can't deal.
I
with
wasn't
pressure.
like sad. I was totalally out of it. I was like, this is crazy. The whole time I was like, this is
fucking
crazy.
mush up here, right? Yeah. So, Chris described something. Chris Talley from Stand. He described something to me. He told me this story where he was watching you at a bar, or leaning over the bar, and you're just fucking. You got your phone out and you're milling over something. Yeah. And he said to me, "I didn't."
He does, but I don't know.
Guys, his experiences.
Yeah.
Cancel culture exists.
A little cancel culture talk here.
but I don't know. You can, thankfully, with the internet and all that, you can do your own thing. It just takes you out of what you, the path we all started on is what we wanted. It was like, oh, movies, that'd be cool. TV, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff. But then once you find out you can't do that anymore, you just got to do it yourself.
Right.
That's cool.
Isn't it great how people just like kind of get?
Yeah, so that's who else was talking about that? Conan O'Brien. He was saying, it's like, I don't know. I couldn't really give advice, or I couldn't really say to follow my path because that doesn't exist any longer. And Shane Gillis here just said it too. That doing shows and wanting to be in movies and all that doesn't exist any longer. You got to do it yourself.
TV, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All started on is what just takes you out of what you, the path we all started on is what we wanted. It was like, oh, movies, that'd be cool. TV, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff. But then once you find out you can't do that anymore, you just got to do it yourself.
Right.
That's cool.
Isn't it great how people just like kind of galvanized around you?
Oh, maybe that had a bit more to do with if you were canceled. But again, maybe not. I mean, but this guy, he's, got his hands all over his face. I can never trust a man that shaves his mustache but then leaves some stuff on the bottom. That's worse than what Duncan Trussell had. Okay, that's some Mennonite shit right there. And why are you pinching your cheek? Are you trying to give yourself a natural blush? What are you doing? I mean, those wrinkles, I mean, that's some stress. Okay, looks like he doesn't sleep much. I'm doing these late broadcasts, and I bet I sleep more than this guy.
Your friends.
It is.
People in the comic
Yeah,
community,
hell yeah.
fans. I mean, that's got to be uplifting as hell.
It was uplifting. It makes me uncomfortable.
Why?
It's a lot of
love.
A lot of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking. I think it's a really, and I know you've heard this about like sometimes you'll do like those morning radio shows when you're on the road, and those DJs will just ask you like, "Oh, getting canceled really worked out. It really worked out for you, guy."
Yeah, that always bothered me.
Yeah,
because it's like, if I sucked at stand up, it would have been hard.
Oh yeah.
If I was bad at if I was bad at comedy, getting canceled would have killed me.
You know what really solidified that for me? Because I love their radio show and they're really good, great chemistry. Big J and Dan Soder on the Bonfire, right?
They started me here. 100%.
Once I heard the story, and I'm way the fuck out there. I used to be a New Yorker, but I'm way the fuck out there. I'm like, what's going on? I'm interested in the comedy community, and I always thought you were funny. But when those guys came on air the next day,
rubbed his nose when he said that.
They were just like, Shane will be. Always thought you were funny, but when way the fuck out there, I'm like, what's going on? I'm interested in the comedy community, and I always thought you were funny. But when those guys came on air the next day after that story broke, they were just like, Shane will be fine. He'll be fine. And I was like, okay. I mean, it's coming from those guys. Yeah. I believe it because they're veterans. They're talented dudes.
Yeah. Those guys are the best.
And at that time, you weren't at the position you are now.
No. I was new. I was brand new.
Yeah.
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 I hadn't started headlining really. I was brand new in comedy.
I mean,
and look at, he can't figure out how did you, he's like, how did you get famous before me? That's some deep, like desperation or something. I mean that. What are you searching for? He's one of these, seekers. Always, no, not even a seeker, but one of those searchers. Always searching for things outside of himself. If only he'll constantly say, if only I had this, if only that. And, I'm just like doing the worry scratch, creating that old gray patch on his goatee. Everyone knows that you don't touch it, okay? You don't touch your beard. Unless you're, combing it real quickly or something, but he's just going at it. Yeah, he like buzzed his beard where his sideburn is, but let the rest grow. Like, why? Are you just not? I mean, you must be able to grow that, but why did you? So you just like cut his beard here and just let it start. Why?
I guess that people galvanizing around you really did give you some momentum.
It did give me momentum, but here's what it did. It put a spotlight on me, and I had to prove whether or not I was good.
Right. It forced you to be good.
That's the little thing that, like, because I don't want to come out and say, like, no, I had to be good to get this.
Mm.
That's the thing where it's like, oh, that helps.
So does this guy believe that Shane Gillis is good? Because that look right there. Yeah, that's him trying to not say what he really wants to say. He's irate right now. He is irate that Shane Gillis is more popular than he is.
It really did give you some momentum.
It did give me momentum, but here's what it did. It put a spotlight on me, and I had to prove whether or not I was good.
Right. It forced you to be good.
That's the little thing that, like, because I don't want to come out and say, like, no, I had to be good to get this.
Mm.
That's the thing where it's like, oh, that helps because everybody was like, no, he's good. It's like, no, they wouldn't have done that if I wasn't good.
Mm.
That's the hard part. Now, there would have been people that were like, this guy rules, fuck liberals. Without a doubt. And by the way, shout out to those dudes. Those dudes are funny. But yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. And I think there was I read a quote that somebody said about you, I think from the Montreal Comedy Festival, about how you have this, I don't know, he had a great quote, I'm paraphrasing it, but you have this like post-jock energy about you.
Yeah.
Which is like, you are like the guy in every fucking clique of bros that hang out that everybody wants to go to be around because you got this vibe energy. Well, it really worked.
Okay, again, this kind of love bombing is just filler. So you can only take so much of this. Shane's taking a lot of it, actually. But someone compliments you, okay, but you you do it again, then we're gonna have a problem. Okay, so yeah, why are you trying to butter Shane up? So that usually means he has another agenda. Okay, he's got another agenda. But he's got a whole other agenda for this comedy scene. Okay, he's all twitching around, touching his nose when you mention that he wants to get to know the comedy scene. Why?
Out for your career,
sure,
and your presentation on stage,
sure,
because you're a tall man, you're a menacing dude, but
menacing.
Yeah, you're menacing.
All right, so he's a short guy. All right.
Dude, but you're cuddly. You got this cuddly vibe about you.
Yeah, fat.
I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
All right, you just touched him. Like, this whole thing is all about him. Okay, he doesn't really care about the guest. He just wants to be one of the famous people.
Tall man, you're a menacing dude, but
menacing.
Yeah, you're a menacing dude, but you're cuddly. You got this cuddly vibe about you.
Yeah, fat.
Oh, no, you didn't touch that. That's just a link.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were popping in. Just watch. Something happened.
Yeah, did we screw up?
Yeah, I grew up playing sports and everyone around.
Yeah.
That's the thing. All these other comics didn't.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
So it's easy to come in and be like, they're like, oh, you're the jock.
How do you?
No,
how do
you guys
get
are just fucking dorks.
How do you get a football scholarship? Did you get a football scholarship to West?
I did, but everybody that goes to West Point gets a scholarship, and yeah.
So it's like almost just like I can try out for the team.
No, they asked me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were a good football player.
I was in high school, and then I sucked in college.
What?
So maybe I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't good in high school. I was just playing on. I was just big on a small school.
Yeah. You're a giant Notre Dame fan too.
Yes.
And you just
Love the Irish. Just took my dad out there.
You just
That was
went to,
really
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Was that your first pilgrimage?
Okay. I mean, I can't really handle these kind of interviews like this. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more comedy and a little less biography. So again, with the internet, you don't need to ever tell us where you're from after the first time you tell someone. So any other podcast that's trying to get you to tell them or to tell to get you to tell them where you came from and all that, you can just tell them no thanks. I said that once before, and everyone can just go and watch that. Okay, that's called technology. So I'm not here to watch your bio. So he doesn't really seem to want to get to know Shane Gillis outside of just his resume and how famous he is. But let's see what else we got here.
Me and my dad went to Notre Dame, West Virginia back in the day.
Oh, really?
At West Virginia.
Yeah. Oh,
It was like 2001.
it was after I was there. I think I probably watched the game. I don't know.
It was at West Virginia. It was great. There was these three dudes from West Virginia sitting in front. This is when my cousin was on the team. We went with my uncle, who's like 6'5". He's fucking huge.
Yeah.
And a guy, Gary Godsey, he was on the team. His dad, who's a monster. And this fat fucking West Virginia guy came out of like, the way I'm remembering it is it was a trailer. I don't know what it was. He was just standing on a porch with shaved head and the top said, fuck Notre Dame. And he was like, hey, fuck Notre Dame. And then he put his head down. And my dad,
That was his joke for an
tried
entire
to
weekend,
fight him.
yeah.
My dad like tried to fight him. My uncle like held my dad back. This is like fifth.
Okay, he's a strange guy. Okay. Are you about to lose your house or something? Can you focus on the interview for a second? Because if this is all because of Shane Gillis and you're this stressed out because a man's successful, you should, not be seen around people. Okay, so if it's not jealous and envy of another man's success, then what is it? Why can't you keep your shit together for 45 minutes? I mean, my intro was 45 minutes. So, stay away from them people who are envious. Okay, there's a lot of fakery. Okay, you're not getting someone who's being genuine. And Shane Gillis is genuine. Even when he's trying to avoid a subject or something, he'll just flat out say it. So he's not playing these little mind manipulation games or whatever this guy's doing. A fake laugh.
He was like, "Hey, fuck Notre Dame," and then he put his head down. And my dad,
That was his joke for an
tried
entire
to
weekend,
fight him.
yeah.
My dad tried to fight him. My uncle held my dad back. He was in like 5th grade. Like, what the fuck? And then we get into the game, and there's these 3 West Virginia fans sitting in front of us, and we were behind Notre Dame's sideline. And at the beginning of the game, it was Bob Davies. He was the head coach of Notre Dame, and they're like, "Davies, you suck." They were saying the worst shit in the world. They're like, "Fucking Catholics, fucking black people, fuck you," all that shit. And then Notre Dame started killing them, and then they were like, "Davies, call the dogs off." They're like, "Come on, man, call off the dogs." It was one of the funniest lines I've ever heard at a game.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I mean, West Virginia, that stadium and that football team,
incredible.
It's the Yankees of that.
Yeah,
that's
that shit's awesome.
That's all they fucking got.
I love college football.
Yeah.
And West Virginia is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great.
All those schools that are the only thing the town has.
Yeah,
it's great.
This guy is so stressed.
All they fucking got.
I love college football.
Yeah.
And West Virginia is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great.
What is it? Let's try something real quick here. You gotta remind me to turn this back up, but this is what this is what he's doing the whole time. So he's got something on the mind. It's in the front of his mind, and he's just trying to wipe it away. Okay, he's got something heavy on his mind. And, it could, who does that? He could like Shane Gillis. Yeah, I don't know. He might be losing his house or something. If that's not Shane related, he's a little too stressed out to be conducting an interview right now. Or deep jealous and envy of Shane Gillis. And he's wondering how the hell did he get famous before me? Oh, let me unmute it here.
I love college football.
Yeah.
And West Virginia is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great.
All those schools that are the only thing the town has.
Yeah,
it's great.
Great college town.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, if I ever have kids and I'm
Unless it's
running
a
out,
daughter.
I'm running out of time. Yeah, I'm not sending her.
Not sending my fucking daughter to West Virginia.
No.
Dude. Jesus Christ.
No. But yeah.
Hey, you want to get raped?
Oh, dude, I've driven around out there.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in college, you little fucking.
Sure.
You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go explore. There are actually fucking towns that are completely deserted.
Ooh, don't go in there.
Tumbleweeds. There's not a person in them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like old coal mining towns.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
In the back.
Terrifying.
Yeah, that shit exists. And I was like, eesh, different part of the world. But it's good. It's got character, you know?
Of course.
I was going to give you a ribbon about fucking Notre Dame, but now that I know you have family member that went there, I don't want to do that.
No, go ahead. Try.
I don't think Notre Dame's ever going to win a national championship in your lifetime. I feel like.
You remember when they beat West Virginia to win their last one?
A long time ago.
88. I was alive.
Yeah. I mean, but what do you...
All right. I'm going to skip ahead, but every time I want to skip ahead, he does some weird thing where he just stares into Shane Gillis's soul.
88. I was alive.
Yeah. I mean, but what do you think? I mean, do you think?
Yeah, fuck it.
They gotta-
Depends how long I live, but yeah.
No.
They're right there. What are you talking about? They made the playoffs already. They've made the playoffs more than any other.
The ownership mean to you there? Do you consider, because you took the leap from Philly to here, you know, you got past at all the clubs.
Yeah.
He might be just tired.
But the Stand seems like a spot.
The Stand was probably the first to pass me. When I was in Philly, I think it was Chris Italia judged Philly's Funniest a year that I lost. It's a competition in Philly.
Yeah.
All right, the audio's a little off here. Let's see if we can.
Good call, dumbass.
Right.
But
who were the first two guys?
No, Ant Moore is very good.
Yeah,
he got second. And he's really good. But I got his information and I would like DM him.
Did you say Jay Moore?
First two guys.
No, Ant Moore is very good.
Oh.
Yeah,
he got second. And he's really good. But I got his information and I would like DM him and be like, hey, can I do Frantic? And he would always be like, yeah. Come up, do it. Like it was always like
he saw something in you, I guess.
It was always
he
very.
didn't pick you.
I mean, just to have a club as big as the Stand, be like, yeah, come to a spot.
Yeah,
that meant the world.
Yeah,
yeah.
They were pretty loyal guys, huh?
Yeah, like.
Are you still the same?
It's awesome.
Yeah. What does it do for you? What is it inside you?
It arouses me so much sexually. I get home and
every time you get a laugh,
I get home and I fucking crank my penis off.
And right in front of the fucking mirror. It's like, I'm funny as fuck, bro.
Not in the mirror. It doesn't matter how well I did. Be like, Jesus Christ, what is this? No, it's the best. It's the best. Tonight I went on. I was like, this material. We'll see how this does.
Right.
And it went well.
What is that? I mean,
it's the best feeling.
I asked the guys that come in here, and I'm just like, and they look at me with fucking like I got two heads on, but I'm like, most people don't have the nuts to do what you guys do.
You got to be fucked up. You got to be.
That's what they tell me. Giannis told me that. Giannis Papas told me
something traumatic has to happen.
Never listen to Giannis Papas. Oh God. Yeah. I thought there might be something here. Jump ahead just a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next one. We're just combing through these clips, seeing if there's anything we can spot that's a little out of the ordinary, something funny. Okay, we're looking for the funny. And you ain't gonna find any of the funny in the news or in politics. So we're just looking for some laughs. See what we got here.
But it's
got to be something else, right? There's something else.
I think that's it. You got to be so down on yourself that you're like, fuck it, I'll do it. I got nothing else.
Ida Rodriguez actually had a good answer to that. And she was just like, you know what? I wasn't coddled when I was a kid. I needed that. I need that gratification from that person.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to winning it out of them is what you get by being funny on stage.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
He loves to tell the people he's interviewed. So he's just rattling his resume off and wanted Shane to realize that he too is famous. He's been doing this the whole time. Ari Shaffir told me in an interview that I conducted, and Giannis Pappas, and it's like, so not really getting much of the heart of anything here. Sports talk, and how'd you book that kind of talk?
If I was bad at something, I would just make fun of it.
Yeah. Typical young person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do the same
life.
shit.
I'm not good in life.
Yeah.
The first set was unbelievable. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I was holding the mic at like my belt. It was in a bar in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
Actually in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania. Yeah. And a lady, I remember, the only thing I remember is just a lady being like, lift the mic. I was like, oh shit. So I was watching Star Wars. That's the only thing I remember is saying I was watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naked. It was just totally made up. It was ridiculous.
How do you go from that, right? And you start out doing comedy, you're writing shit and it's not working out and you're making up crap. And you're like, how do you then get to like the writing project? Like you get to like, you know what? I gotta write down. How do you write a joke?
Okay. So it does look like if he said that he just did a set. So if Shane Gillis just did a set, he said that he did a set tonight, new material, and that it went well. So that means it's late for this guy. He went to the show and he's like, yeah, I got a studio and podcast. Why don't you just do an interview? I mean, I've been interviewed. Giannis Pappas came over afterwards. Come on over and just have a drink. We just hang out and have a podcast. Thanks for joining the chat. Introspective. Thinking that might be gay. Or maybe this segment is. Either or. I agree. Yeah, maybe this guy lures the drunk comedians to his podcast studio after their sets, just to be up and close and personal, and hope that they make a drunk slip and kiss him on those little pierced lips that he's got. That's why he shaved this little portion so that he can kiss the lips of these comedians after their set list. Sick man. And he decided to just shave this section. Grew all this. He shaved this and this. And then just left that rest grow. It's very strange. This guy's spiraling. He mentioned a couple of times that he has multiple heads, or that people think that he's got multiple heads.
I mean, how do you figure
I
out?
did the Harrisburg open mic, and it was weekly. So every week I would sit down that day and write a new 5 and write it verbatim. Like I would sit down and type it and then go in the basement and read it.
Over and over, memorize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible way to do it.
Yeah.
That's
what this is what I'm trying to learn.
That's a
from you right now.
ridiculous way to do it, but it worked for me when I started. I mean, it didn't work. It was bad. But there was a guy who was a coke dealer in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
So he would show up and he would do open mics. But because he sold coke to everybody, he would pack the fucking place out. And it was all young people that he sold drugs to.
Is everybody yacked out fucking watching?
I mean, I had no idea. I didn't know people were doing coke. Right. Yes, they were definitely all yacked out.
So he did say something about, because earlier he had mentioned, he had asked Shane Gillis, what's his process? Like, how does he write? So he's like just above an opener, or an open micer. And is trying to figure out how Shane Gillis got so popular when he's been at it for 20 years.
What I gotta write down.
I would do
the writing not working out, and you're making
totally made up. It was ridiculous.
How do you go from that, right? And know you start out doing comedy, you're writing shit, and it's not working out, and you're making up crap. And you're
So yeah, he wants to lure these people to his place, and then seductively talk about comedy while they're still buzzed from the show. Because Shane Gillis had his guy's assistant or his buddy go and buy some food or a couple drinks or something. So this is an after show hangout sesh where he wants to see if Shane Gillis has seen Ari Shaffir's Elephantitis. Okay. This guy for sure has seen Ari Shaffir's Elephantitis. So he thinks he can just see that on everyone.
like, how do you then get to like the writing process? Like you get to like, you know what? I gotta write down.
I would
how do you write a joke? How do you figure out?
Did the Harrisburg open mic, and it was weekly. So every week I would sit down that day and write a new 5 and write it verbatim. Like I would sit down and type it and then go in the basement and read it.
Over and over, memorize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible way to do it.
Yeah.
This
is what I'm trying to learn.
That's a ridiculous way to do it, but it worked for me when I started. I mean, it didn't work. It was bad. But there was a guy who was a coke dealer in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
So he would show up and he would do open mics. But because he sold coke to everybody, he would pack the fucking place out. And it was all young people that he sold drugs to.
Is everybody yacked out fucking watching?
I mean, I had no idea. I didn't know people were doing coke.
Right.
Yes, they were definitely all yacked out.
Yeah.
They were definitely all like methed out. It was rough. It was the Comedy Zone is like in the Appalachian Mountains. So it was rough.
So you're in Yeah, you're in Pennsylvania, Appalachian Mountains, doing comedy for a bunch of people that are potentially high.
Yeah, so true. I never even thought about it. They were so fucking yacked out and I was the best one out of terrible people. I was the closest. I might have looked funny.
Yeah.
I might have been the only guy who looked normal.
Yeah. So maybe you got a false
But yeah, everyone was
impression of
yakking. They were like, dude, this guy's incredible.
You might have got a false impression of your ability to do stand-up comedy.
Which is what you need, dude. You need to be like, I am good.
And that propelled you to where you are now, maybe.
Absolutely.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that whole
Have you ever
room-
told that story before?
No, I never even put that together. I didn't realize. Justin. Shout out, Justin.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
He was
guy's
the only
a
black
winner from
dude
there.
who was selling yak.
Selling yak.
And it got the crowd fired up.
And you got up there and you were just,
I had
young.
no idea. I was
Maybe,
like, man, it was good crowds. But he would pack this fucking place, like sold out.
Yeah.
On a fucking, I think it was Tuesday or Thursday.
Uh.
And yeah, that was a good time.
So your comfortability. Pretty much is kind of been ingrained in there, like your comfortability on stage.
I've been lucky enough to like do every type of room. Like I started in a white trash room.
Yeah.
That was like a truck stop. And then when I moved to Philly, I was one of the few white guys that would do all the black rooms.
Yeah.
So I've done those, and those are hard. And then, yeah, I travel. I get to do all the white, like all the fucking red states, the white states. And then you come here, and I perform during the week in fucking Manhattan.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I get
What's
to
the
perform
difference
for everybody.
What's the difference between Philly and here as far as the comedy?
Philly's a little more. They're Philly and Boston. I'd say are the two best like places to perform. Like the best like comedy towns.
Yeah.
As far
Why
as
is that?
like they just you can't really offend. Like nobody cares.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like offended. But they're like,
But they're blue collar
They're open.
people.
They're open to joke. They're like, yeah,
Blue collar people. Yeah.
Meanwhile, New York, like there are people like you'll say something, they'll be like,
Oh my God. Yeah. Because most people, a lot of these people aren't true New Yorkers. They're not born and bred.
yeah.
So
true. I mean, you go out to Long Island, you go out to Staten Island. all
those are mother.
You
those
find
are,
some trash.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it's
Long
red,
Island's
it's actually red country out there, which is bizarre.
Yeah, they get in. So I live in Astoria, and they'll
Yeah.
seep in. I remember there were like truck parades of like Trump don't tread on
stuff,
me, flag
yeah.
Trumps. They
Yeah.
would do like parades.
Yeah.
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 Fired me up. I was like, nice.
I always say I argue
Good to
with
see
you.
those
I argue.
Well, it's good to see all Shane Gillis here. Yeah, we saw him on Rogan talking about all Nick Fuentes. Trying to sneak that in at the last second. And here he is after a set doing a impromptu podcast. I'm sure this was somebody he just met at the bar. And he said, well, I've interviewed all these other people, come on over. That's some scary, scary stuff. Good old Shane Gillis. So keep an eye on Shane. I kind of want to check this out, but man, just don't know if I can handle much of Joe List, and Brad Williams, the guy who claimed he did a little switcheroo on someone. I mean, I'd like to get into seeing this again. I mean, the adrenochrome talk. We did look into it before. So this is the fan page, Kurt Metzger's fan page, clip of it. Oh, Gomez talking about little Dabbleverse there. But since we just came from a Shane thing, let's see if we can segue into another one here.
Before we start today's show,
I'm gonna skip ahead here.
Many people doing that. That fucking rules.
This place is fucking huge. I can't get over it. It's a waste of time, but it's always fun to do. How many people here are familiar with the game Story Wars?
Okay, this is Story Wars with Shane Gillis versus Brad Williams versus Joe List. We got Big J Okerson and Luis J. Gomez. Go ahead, switch to my overlay to match their set. Anytime they got a little bit of this color, I like to match it. Now, I did adjust my screen a little bit. Let me readjust my screen real quick here, because oh, come on, there we go. Okay.
How many people are not familiar with Story Wars?
Oh, you stupid pieces of shit.
Okay, so I believe Story Wars is where they got a few people up there, and they'll tell a story, and you got to figure out if it's true or not, or something like that. Maybe they tell a story and they try to figure out who that story came from. I believe I've only seen a portion of one of their first episodes. So
stupid pieces of shit.
Well, look, this is a very, very special edition of Story Wars. Officially the first Skank Fest. We did one at the kickoff party last night, which was incredible. But we are streaming this one live right now on Veeps. Shout out to everyone, the thousands of people watching all over the world right now on Veeps. Give them a lot of love at home right now, guys.
Oops, sorry.
I'm excited for this panel, Jay.
Absolutely. We'll explain the game if you're unfamiliar at home after we get our panel up here. Our first contestant tonight, you know him and love him. He's got a special small ball available right now on YouTube. You know him.
Sorry, guys.
From the Tuesdays with Stories podcast. How about it for the hilarious Joe List in the house? Damn, dude. Joe List.
Living legend Joe List. Filming a documentary here at Skankfest. If you see the crew following us around, it's because of Joe.
Yeah. And past champion, did I get that? Did you mention that?
Former story warrior himself, Joe List, guys.
And was cheated a different time.
But you now wield the power, so.
Yeah.
We're excited. Your second competitor making his Story Wars debut. He's got an amazing tour.
Sorry,
right now,
guys,
the Cult
just trying to
Tales tour and a special
adjust the screen here.
on YouTube. Clapping up his lounge again for Brett.
Give me 1 second to adjust the screen here. I somehow it's not expanding the way I want it to. Okay. Yeah. Just got to leave that section on there, I guess. Trying to figure out a way to take this part off here, but all right. Maybe if we try one more fix here. Okay. Looks like that's about as good as we can get it there.
Brad Williams.
Yo.
Brad, welcome to the show, my man.
I've
Very
only been
excited.
mistaken for Hornswoggle 5 times since I've been here.
Just start accepting the valor. It's not stolen valor.
Yeah.
It's just shared valor.
I'm gonna kick his ass at the meeting.
Fucking asshole. The convention's gonna be a fucking slobber knocker this year. Our final contestant, last but not least, you might know him from Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, or Special Beautiful Dogs, or his show Tires on YouTube, or his tour. Shane Gillis in the house!
Like Michael Jackson just appeared. The energy from some of these people's faces. They love you, dude.
Shut up, dude.
You're their religion, bro.
You were awfully quiet backstage. You get a little energy when that light comes on.
Yeah.
You're a little rude to me.
I wasn't rude to you. I got a lot going on right now. I'm filming a documentary. I'm running a comedy festival. I got to reapply my eyeliner.
You're filming a documentary?
You change your nail polish every day so far.
Yeah, I know. Did purple nail polish today.
Shane, I think that's cool as hell. Nail polish, huh?
Oh, hang on now.
Yeah, sorry, Jay. No,
I know you just mean Lewis, but come on now.
It's gay when Lewis does it. It's cool. When you do it.
If you're unfamiliar with the game Story Wars, or it's your first time listening at home, it's a very simple game. All 5 of us on this panel, including Lewis and I, have submitted 3 to 5 stories on one particular subject. What's tonight's subject, Lewis?
Small things.
Ooh.
Triggered. Very triggered, Lewis.
Sorry.
So, excuse me, they love these tables, you know. They love sitting at a table on stage. And they're going to have the same little Kill Tony little setup. You have people hand you things. Yeah. No one's handing me anything. People started walking on set, handing them something. I mean, not even 5 minutes into the show. You're going to have that there before the show started? So they are flying by the seat of their pants. They're in production mode. They're producing the show. They're in it. So, a lot going on with these folks here. And they know what they're doing. But they love the table. I suppose that's way better than sitting and like on some chairs facing each other or cat, So thank you for not showing your legs, at least. Okay, if I gotta see Stavros's thighs once more, I might just do kettlebells for him. Okay. So please cover your legs. I don't need to see your whole body. Okay, in order to hear you. So they're at least doing that. But I wouldn't know what the alternative would be. I mean, what else would you be able to do? So, all right.
So am I.
Yes.
A dick joke.
Our lovely producer Alex is taking 8 of those stories in no particular order at random, reading them off one at a time. If it's your story, it's your job to fool everybody that's not your story. If it's not your story, it's your job to guess whose story it is.
Every time you guess the story correctly, you get 2 points. Every time you fool a person on the panel, you get 1 point. So when it's your story, you can get up to 4 points. It's a very important moment. Once you write your answer on the dry erase board, put the dry erase board in this slot right here and remove your hand. That is your final answer. You cannot change it. And I'll tell you right now, this Story Wars episode is going to be so much fun, but we are not playing for fun. Jay, let them know what we're playing for.
Every week here at Story, winner takes home. We are playing for a book from the Story Wars library. Tonight's winner takes home The Weight of All Things by Sandro Benitez.
Great book.
The Weight of All Things follows a young boy named Nicholas as he's caught in the chaos of El Salvador's civil war. After becoming separated from his mother during a violent attack, he sets out to find her, holding on to the belief that she's still alive, but is...
Okay. So, Gomez has got a lot of energy to be able to kind of do these shows like this. Sorry, I'm checking my internet right now. Sorry about that. That's pretty impressive. He's got a lot on his plate, and he's doing a lot of these these shows. That's and I mean, take a look at that outfit. I mean, he went full Shiva. Yeah, that's a great shot right there. Okay, just checking the internet there. I guess Was a little laggy there for a moment. I mean, you got the flower jacket, okay, representing nature. You got the hat as the Hat Man, the mysterious one. That's in everyone's ketamine trips. And fingernails to match, to boot. Pretty impressive. And Big J Okerson is the backbone of it. He runs the numbers. So Gomez can be creative. All right, here we go.
Journey shows how a child processes danger, loss, and the shifting lines of a country at war.
Jay, what's it called? The Weight of All Things?
Yeah.
Who wrote that? My chair right now?
He's coming in hot early.
It's a very flimsy chair, and they were adamant I sit on it.
I think the chairs are really strong.
Well, I won't, I'm not going to make
What's this thing made out of molten steel?
Also, Jay, you should know this book was formerly the property of the Hoboken Board of Education.
Hey, come on now. Shout out the Hoboken Board of Education. That's where Lean on Me happened, right?
By the way, all the proceeds of Skankfest going to the Hoboken Board of Education this year. Very special year.
We're bringing Hoboken back one kid at a time.
We're going for a C average, boys.
I think everyone... did you explain the points?
Yeah.
So I basically see people who are just very comfortable with microphones and just kind of hearing themselves. I mean, you could probably just do this and film it at a house or something, but they got a whole stage and pony show. As far as production, as far as all that, I think it's great. Probably going to move on to something else. There's just something about the stage that it's kind of hard to watch it. Like you have to be there, and it's great. But when you're watching it, usually there's other things that you can watch that are a little bit more I don't know, maybe conducive to the medium. So I think that's what's happening with films and all that. So but I'm sure if you were there, this would be a lot of fun. But I don't really like to hear like microphones on stage like that. And I don't. It might be because it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Kill Tony setup, and there's only so much of that you can hear. So I don't. But I mean, yeah. I mean what an amazing effort and display of showmanship. Okay, so not saying anything in regards to their effort or anything like that. It's just a preference, and but yeah. I mean, I could play some more, but yeah, I just don't think I could hear it. I don't think I could really take much of Joe List. That's just kind of and I could not do Reiner. I was just wanting to revisit Control Alt History with their gemstone files. Really good. And see, now I think I would rather see Gomez in this setting, and that's what I was referring to. It had nothing to do with what they were doing. It was just the setting, and the way I'm viewing it and experiencing it, the medium of which I'm consuming, I think lends to a little bit more of this kind of stuff, and then his show and all that seems to be a bit more engaged. Like all of his stuff, it's live audience and all that. So this is the source right here, Blind Mike Project. It kind of goes into a little bit of Dabbleverse and how. Well, I don't know. I've never seen one of his shows up until just kind of checking this out, but he's been making the round. He's known within, I'm sure, many communities, and I saw that Gomez was doing a segment in there, and they're also talking a little Dabbleverse, and people are talking about a little bit of fatigue in the old Dabbleverse, and so Gomez weighs in a bit, and somehow Witty Cummings is involved, and then you got this Tukey special. Okay, so it gets Muppet-y. You don't want to get too Muppety. So no. So again, I don't watch too much of this stuff, but there was a time when I would watch some Aaron Imholt just to get caught up on all the gossip. So there, but that was a different time. But they got all sorts of stuff going on. So that'd be nice to see what Gomez has got to say. And then also be able to take a look at Blind Mike projects setup and layout and all that. I'm pretty sure it's a bright one. I think he's got the bright screen. So this is the. Let me go back and.
I think we're gonna have to interrupt that because I think we have a guest back.
1 second. Did that come on a speaker?
Backstage.
There we go. Sorry, let me get out of this mode here. A little bit of a too much of a zoom in there. Sorry. Yeah, let's do the clip one that they have.
Mike, I think we're going to have to interrupt that because I think we have a guest.
Yeah, my internet is little acting up just a little bit. So it's cutting in and out just to let you guys know. But once it gets back on, it shouldn't freeze up here.
Backstage. Yeah, so let's everyone welcome to the stage, Jimmy J. Gomez.
This was a very difficult
on stage. Yay.
Okay, so now we got Gomez in his podcast setup. I'm pretty sure he does a show this way. And yeah, again, through this type of medium, I like this setup. So same thing with Blind Mike. He's got his setup, and you just got to get all, locked into the old podcast thing. And, this is Blind Mike's, whole layout. And then he's got the old Tukey thing back on the chair there. And, so, and another AI or another person right here that talks too. Oh wait, I'm blocking it. Okay. So that's all I know about this place. That is all. So we're just going to see what Gomez is discussing about the old Dabbleverse. So even Whitney Cummings apparently is being mentioned. So
Hold on a second. I got to make sure. I got to make my audio come through my computer. All right.
There you go.
There we go. Done. Here we
Check
go.
one,
I got
check
it.
two.
All right, we're here.
You hear us? Yeah.
We're here.
Excellent. Welcome to the show.
You're on
The
with
King, Blind Mike, and Tukey. First time seeing Tukey. This is fucking hilarious.
I bet you feel pretty silly calling the Dabbleverse gay when you look at this.
Yeah, say it to my face. Say it to my face.
Just some cartoons hanging out,
Blind Mike and Tukey, you're the only two that I will publicly associate with. This is it.
I'm glad you came on. So you sat through our pontificating about the Dabbleverse. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I was in and out, so I didn't hear everything.
Understand.
Look, dude. Here's the thing. This is it's kind of interesting to watch like an entire subculture be created around a handful of like the absolute biggest losers on the planet. It's like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But the reality is like, it's entertaining. I'll fucking try. I like your show, dude. I think what you do, Blind Mike, first of all, you're a fucking pro. You've been in radio for a long time, which I think actually.
okay, so looks like Blind Mike's a radio guy. And Gomez comes at it as a comedian. Then we got some old characters here. So again, I don't know anything about this stuff here. But this the layout, I like the layout though. I mean, I think the whole layout works really nicely. I like that. Usually I wouldn't like something kind of metallic like this, but he does it well. So I like all this. And this kind of stuff is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so here we are.
Because you do an entertaining show, and you do a show, so it's like TMZ for comedy, which I like. It's kind of like the positive side of the Red Bar coin, and
That's
Red Bar.
what I tried to do. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, Red Bar, and there's some negativity too, but I think you kind of call it like it is. I don't think you come from a malicious place where you're just trying to troll. I don't think you really try to troll at all. I think.
Okay, so this is like so he does a little bit of dabble coverage. So you say TMZ?
Give your opinions, and you're a fan of this world, and I think you're a real pro. Red Bar was the OG at this shit. He would do fucking real shows, like real deal shows, and he would fucking do the fear. People would talk about Red Bar in green rooms at comedy clubs, and be like, "Oh, this fucking Red Bar guy, dude. His fans are telling me Red Bar's." I was like, "Dude, it's literally they're writing Red Bars watching your comments. Who cares? That's it.
Right.
That's the big thing that's giving you fear. It's very interesting. So." I think it's probably good overall, all of the fucking trolling and the shit talking. I think it's probably good to keep comedians a little bit on their toes. I'm probably one of the only people who go back at trolls and fucking will reach back out and fucking talk shit. I just get bored. I got a new puppy. She's in my lap a lot. I got to sit there.
I do. It is your Twitter makes you look much crazier than you are. I was saying this last week, where if you looked at your Twitter, you would think this guy is spiraling, arguing with Harrington's Grundle or whatever the fuck. But when you talk about it, you seem very measured, and you have a good, you come from a good place on it.
Well, the internet's not real life. Like in real life, I'm sitting in a beautiful house right now. I got a great kid. I got a hot girlfriend. I'm going to fucking Turks and Caicos in a couple weeks. It's pretty sweet. On Twitter, it's a cesspool. It's designed to kind of have those back and forths. And I removed my emotion from it a while ago. I watched Dave Smith, who literally, he really gives a fuck about politics and all this shit. Like, and he's like in it every day. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you deal with that, because he actually fucking cares. But yeah, I don't know. I'll get caught up. That guy Doom, I didn't realize that he was I watched his clips, and he was coming at me on Twitter the other day, but whatever. I was just trolling. So I'm going back and forth. I'm like, fuck you, dude. You don't know anything. It's just kind of part of the fun of Twitter. Is that not what Twitter is for? Is just kind of talk shit and share ideas and be idiots. So yeah, I jump on.
I think the difference is a lot of the people that respond the way you do then go on a podcast and respond with the same level of anger.
Oh, I like Mike's tone. He's got good radio voice. Take that back.
I think the difference is a lot of the people that respond the way you do then go on a podcast and respond with the same level of anger. That's how they really feel. They're really pissed off about a lot of the guys that we cover. It's like they feel very angry and they want revenge and they want
If I talk about Doom or Stevie Lou on Legion of Skanks, the show's over. The show, we've crossed the threshold where it's no longer what we're trying to do.
And actually, I agree too. I am realizing that I'm sharing a screen with all this, but I, wanted to get a sense of Blind Mike's setup and kind of what he's about. So he seems like he does a bit of dabble coverage, and Gomez is jumping in and giving his take on dabble and Rib Bar. Pioneered this whole thing. So probably didn't think it was going to look like this. But yeah, yep. I like the I kind of like how he kind of has that the smile talk.
And they want revenge, and they want
If I talk about Doom or Stevie Lou on Legion of Skanks, the show's over. The show we've crossed the threshold where it's no longer what we're trying to do. My shows aren't for shit talking on any of these guys who I literally have actually no problem with. Stevie Lou, who's coming at me now on Twitter, I actually had no problem with this guy. I was always just fairly friendly with him. He was in the background at Legion of Skanks. He would hang out at the Kumio studios a lot. Always just kind of like a nice enough dude. And then I think he started going on Kevin Brennan's show, and I think Kevin hates the Legion. Kevin hates everybody. He started specifically taking shots at me and at Harrington, saying he wanted to fight us. But it wasn't like, oh, it'd be fun to fight a Skankfest. Which honestly, there was a path to that, 100%. We need knuckleheads to fight at Skankfest all the time. We do this every year. But he wasn't coming at it in a way where he was like being cool or like wanting to be one of the boys. He was actually being shitty. So I sent him a DM being like, yeah, dude. I was like, what are you doing? Like, I thought we were always cool. Like, and then he ended up that was like maybe 8 months ago. He posted that DM on Twitter being like, this when Lewis tried to big time me. I was like, I'm not trying to big time you. I'm telling you, if you want to like be involved in the cool shit I create, like Skankfest, the path to it isn't sitting there talking shit about me and my friends to Kevin Brennan. That's retarded. This business is about who likes you. You have to, and by the way, they're not in the business, so they're sort of on their own island, right? And that's ultimately maybe my problem with the Dabbleverse and sort of all of the Dabbleverse adjacent podcasts. It's just sort of like, the idea, just sort of like hate clout chasing. It's a very small ceiling. You know what I'm saying? You're only going to get so far in this business. Nobody really wants to associate with those people. Even if I like you, like somebody like Gino, who I love, Gino is hard to bring on a show like Story Wars, which is like becoming a mainstream big show because Gino makes it his life to go and fucking be involved with this real toxic sort of world. And I'm a friend of Gino, has helped me out a lot in the business. I'll bring him on Skanks or Story or Real Ass Podcast. But it's just I have to kind of pick and choose what I'm doing, and I have shows that are actual real shows that get hundreds of thousands of views, and it's those shows aren't for this type of shit. I'll call into Blind Mike's show to talk shit about this stuff.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Well, I think it becomes a thing with a lot of these guys. Like,
I think very well said, and this is deep as I've ever been. There these multi shows, you're like, yeah, but all Gomez, okay, so kind of let him know that he ain't touching it. He ain't getting anywhere close to it. He'll hang with Blind Mike occasionally, but none of these others. And yeah, that makes sense here. All right, well, bit of Blind Mike and Gomez. First time to see Blind Mike set up and nice to see you. Now, got a little J Mohr. There was a time where excuse me, and I think he still does. I mean, does impersonations real well, and yeah, he's known, I'm sure, for the Christopher Walken one, yeah. But wanted to check out his show, and now we got Jim Norton. Not too interested in Jim Norton, but he's got his thing and all that. But this was Jay Moore's latest one, so just take a look and see.
Put your name on it.
I'm going to skip through this just in case.
Oh, thank you.
Because I love you so much from, when we'd hang in New York and Opie and Anthony. You make me laugh. And also, I love your podcast so much.
Oh, thank you.
Opening song and closing song, Joe.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was thinking of someone else. Who am I thinking of? I did not. Where was that? Oh yeah. No, it's this other guy that I'm thinking of. No, I'm not like an Opie and Anthony, guy or anything like that. But I thought that this guy was someone else. But I now understand where I was wrong there. But okay, here we are. So Jay Moore.
Your podcast so much.
Oh, thank you.
Opening song and closing song, Joe.
Was it
Two different songs?
Well, I played you my friends, just your closing song. Well, good luck, stupid. Good luck,
That's
stupid.
it's funny. That's an AI song that I got off of. That's the whole song. There's no more to it. And I tried to commission a woman in England. I was on this site where you can commission people to sing it. Because I'm like, instead of AI, I'll have someone sing it. But she was too busy, so she
That
didn't do
answers
it.
the question, because I was wondering, where did Jimmy find this chartreuse? This nice, good. Don't blame me when it doesn't work out.
It's just I think I put the lyrics in, and it was an app, and they did it. I think that's how that came about. And there is an opening song, I think, but I don't. It's not in the video. I think it's only in the audio. Jim.
The opening song's like metal.
Yeah. But
Was that AI also?
Both of them are, yeah.
We got to get some AI. Did you bring any roast jokes for me?
No, I stopped doing that. I was doing it for a little while, but then it just felt too much like a bit. Because they started getting good.
Advertisers like bits, Joe.
I know they do. I know.
They like bits.
I know. And I see you have the Lucy's. We do the Lucy's.
You know what? It's time for a Lucy break right now, boys. It's got a little flavor pouch in the middle of the pouch.
Yeah, my wife likes them.
How is Ms. Norton? Mrs. Norton. I guess it's Mrs. Norton. You're married.
No, it depends on what state you're in.
Quote you. What'd you say?
It depends on what state you're in. Yeah, she's good. She's right now in the hotel. She does therapy on Wednesday.
I was hoping to meet her.
Yeah, you can. If we go to dinner.
I want to one-up Theo.
Oh God, yeah.
I was gonna go. Just put it in my hand. let me just hold it.
She's hands. You need both.
I know. Same.
Yeah. You don't spend $100,000 on immigration lawyers for a small dick. What am I, dumb? No, she's that Theo bit was so funny too, because he had told me, we were just talking, and he goes, "Yeah, so and so sent me a naked picture." So I go, I can show you my wife's penis, just as a goof. But the clip, it looks like I just threw it out for no reason. Oh, people got so angry. There's a lot of angry,
but
fake
it's not
angry
real.
people.
Chappelle said it best, and one of his specials, he goes, "I'm not worried about Instagram because Instagram's not real."
Yeah, he's right.
None of it's real.
None of it's
I'm
real.
just fine.
Okay, and that, that's what Gomez was just talking about. Okay, that's what he's just talking about with the old Dappleverse and all. He's like, none of this is real. We're just doing our thing. But is that a bit of a cope? Are you coping because of the comments? So, but yeah, it's not real.
finally, I used to argue with this guy in a New York Jets. I've told this before, so bear with me. It's only a matter of time for your listeners to turn on you, right?
By episode 2.
You're on episode 50, so they probably hate you already. We know.
Yeah.
So I was arguing with this guy on a New York Jets message board, and I was on as myself, ego, like Jay Mohr, comedian. And they're all like, Camaro guy 420, shut up. And so I'm arguing with this guy, megalomaniac, and he's got a picture of Jimmy Page as his avatar photo. And it got personal.
Yeah.
Like he's attacking my wife at the time. He's attacking me. And when I tell you for 2 years, me and this guy went back and forth. And then he changed his avatar photo one day, Jimmy, to his prom photo.
Really?
I was arguing with a 16-year-old for
my God.
So I started arguing with him when he was 14. And then at 16, he goes, and he's got his girl with the corsage. And I was like, I am the biggest fucking fool. So I hope he's, you should reach out to the show. Megalomaniac from jetsinsider.com.
He's 31 now. He has 2 kids.
Some fatso.
Isn't it funny though how mad you? Because the message boards before Twitter was how you did it, and you would log in and like you would go, "Is he talking about me? Is he not talking about me?" You had to go and check.
That website got real personal.
Very much.
I can still remember people's names that I was like, if I ever see this guy, I'm headbutting his face.
Yeah. They knew how to get to you because they were anonymous, so they had all the information on you. You have none of the information on them. But I've met so many of them over the years. Because I would find out, like somebody would tell me their personal information, their real name. There's a picture of me and them in their profile. It's really bizarre how mad they would get. I'm like, you just can't let it get to you.
I noticed your Starbucks black iced coffee, and I see Kyle's coffee. What's it say on marker at the top of your drink?
You are valuable.
And I go, what kind of name did you give them? He goes, no, that's their new thing now. They write little personal motivational messages. And
Jay Mohr's looking, is he looking fit? I mean, he's got the athleisure. Looks like he's been working out a bit. So it's like Jay Mohr's getting back in shape.
Typical Jimmy fashion, nothing.
I let me see. Maybe I just
they cucked you at Starbucks.
They really did.
They said, "Stay in your chair, bitch."
Yeah. You've gotten fatter, and everyone sees it. Oh, that's nice.
Since Starbucks didn't tell you, I want you to know you are valuable, Jim.
Oh, it's really nice. I appreciate that. Thank
But
you.
I listen to your podcast religiously. There's like I'll listen to Neil Brennan blocks. I listen to this one. I really like. Do you listen to your own podcast?
Never.
It seems like it would be insufferable to you.
Never, yeah.
Or to quote your special, inconceivable.
Unconceivable.
You didn't let me finish. I mean, you want to kill the momentum of the bit here. Unconceivable.
Yes.
So everybody go to YouTube and watch Jimmy's special, or just keep living your life. Why? Like we steer you wrong, you fucking jackasses.
Yeah.
But your podcast I love, and I texted you at the time, the one with you, Colin and Voss.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Thank you.
And when we played it last night in the car.
You've played it for me 3 or 4 times at this point.
It's where I am from. The way you guys go at each other is exactly how I was comedically made in the factory. Like,
yeah.
Shut up, stupid.
Yep.
And I was listening with a sponsee of mine in the program was flying to work on a project in Europe. And I go, listen to this on the flight. And I sent him that episode, both of them. And he writes me when he lands, he goes, you make so much more sense to me now. He goes, because people just think I'm a dick. I'll be in a meeting and be like, move, stupid. You're like, Jesus, where's his emotional support?
It doesn't translate to people who are not familiar.
People think you're a fucking jerk. It's like, no, I love you.
It's just funny to us.
Shut up.
Keep it what? No.
Shut up.
I mean, Voss, it's the most barbaric thing anyone's ever said to me. Voss's joke. Too much tea.
So, now he said that when he was looking over to, was that his assistant? So I wonder if his assistant was complaining that he kept telling him to shut up. He's like, no, that's term of endearment.
Move, stupid. You're like, Jesus, where's his emotional?
It doesn't translate to people who are not familiar.
People think you're a fucking jerk. It's like, no, I love you.
It's just funny to us.
Shut up.
Keep it what? No.
Shut up.
I mean, Voss, it's the most barbaric thing anyone's ever said to me. Voss's
teeth.
joke.
No.
Too much teeth. But it just made me laugh. And
Too much teeth.
Too much teeth. Voss really is. He's one of the fastest guns of all time, and people think he's stupid because he says stupid things.
Well, he's kind of stupid,
but he lashes out so quickly, and so he's so fast. He's a very mean little person.
I listen to it so much that I noticed Voss has a very distinctive tell, and I'll prove to you that he's stupid after this.
Sure.
When he insults you, he doesn't want to. You guys called him out a lot of like, you had the joke. Why did you have to tag it?
You got greedy, yeah.
You got greedy, like a bee looking for pollen and flowers. And then, listen to me. Or he'll go, listen to me. So like, he'll pause the room. He'll say like, look at his stupid shirt. Listen to me.
Yep.
That's his, there's the other dog. That's the multi.
Is that the same type of will that Duncan Trussell's been talking about?
Listen to me.
Yep.
That's his, there's the other dog. That's the Maltese.
And he's also thinking when he does that. Like it's like when somebody heckles you, where you suck. Oh, I suck. That extra beat you're taking, you're like thinking of a response, but the crowd doesn't realize you're delaying. That's Voss's delay tactic. You're right.
Listen to me.
Yeah, listen. And nobody wants to listen to him. Listen to me.
So I'll prove how stupid Voss is, and he knows I love him. In fact, I watched Gutfeld in that phenomenal studio audience that he has last night just because Voss was on it. How hard is it to get a fucking studio audience that laughs?
Oh, sometimes they can be great. Sometimes they can be rough. Yeah, it depends on
poor Greg.
Yeah.
Some of these jokes are great.
Once in a while, you'll get them where they're a little too set, like they take it a little too seriously. But then I've heard the most monstrous jokes, like get laughs in that room.
Well, you just throw up a picture of Nancy Pelosi and say the word lizard, and everyone's like, ah.
Yeah, it does work.
Here's how stupid Voss is. He has the speech impediment, as we all know. And in his act, there's words he can't say. And over 40 years of stand-up, he's never changed those words out. Like, I owe my daughter $4 for Girl Scout cookies, and I'm dodging her. Like, why use a word other than dodging her?
Yeah, avoiding is so much easier.
I'm avoiding her. Don't say sushi.
Yeah.
And stop saying Utah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, this is my only kind of connection to Jay Mohr is he has a tendency to be really good at impressions. You can just find it, just like Kyle Dunnigan. Just kind of find that voice. Yeah. Now, yeah, it looks like he might have had his hair dyed and all sorts of stuff. I mean, maybe not. But yeah, this is like magic. Okay, I would be, I would be responding just like if you're at a party and someone does a magic trick, you know, you're just like, you know, when someone does a really good, you know, impression like that, or you know, impersonations, that's that will. Okay, he just exhibited his will on us of distorting reality.
He kept saying Utah.
UTAW, yeah.
That story about him and Keith Stubbs. Did you hear it last night?
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's
what happened with him and Keith
Him
Stubbs?
buying his last
he had a
8 tickets.
bonus when he sold 100 tickets. He gets a bonus, like $1,000 bonus.
Oh, from yes.
It was at 92 tickets. He goes and he orders them online, and then he comes back and he high fives Steve and goes, "I just bought the tickets. I got the bonus," and he's never been invited back.
Oh yeah, I think I told him you shouldn't tell the guy you.
Right, like I would have done it.
He's not going to celebrate giving you a bonus. Yeah, yeah, that's funny.
And he goes, "That was a good plan." And Colin goes, "Anybody could have thought of that stupid plan. You're not in the best line."
Like it was Ocean's 11. Ocean's last 11 tickets.
Ocean's 11.
I wanted to do more of those episodes, but Colin just doesn't want to do a podcast. Like, you know, he's going to do what he wants.
Shut up, Colin.
He won't do it. He won't do it.
He did it twice.
No, but he'll do our show. But he doesn't. I want to just do something with those guys on a regular basis. But Colin just doesn't. He doesn't like podcasting. He'll do it, but he doesn't love it.
What about you, Jay? Do you love it? Oh, you wish you never podcasted. No, I'm sure he loves it. I'm sure he loves it. But that's a little bit of Jay Mohr and his show. Just want to kind of check in and see what kind of show Jay Mohr has. It's old chairs. Yeah. It's got what's the club? A club random. All right, Jay Mohr. Funny guy. He's a funny guy. Great storyteller. And Jim Norton, I thought you were someone else. Sorry. I thought you were that other guy. Yeah. Well, Duncan Trussell, I thought I was going to get a little bit of that Peter Thiel's theory. Maybe if you guys go back and watch it, it might be in there. But yeah, I couldn't find it. Let's take a look at old Metzger.
She said Roger Clinton was the one heading up the.
This was a great
White
interview.
Rabbit distribution. You ever hear it called White Rabbit because it's something with the molecule?
I've heard of that. Well, it's based on the skeleton formula, which is like when you actually draw the indole out on adrenochrome, it kind of looks like a rabbit. There's also the Monsters Inc. soccer ball connection, because if you look at, have you heard about this one before? If you look at the skeleton formula for adrenochrome, you can overlay on top of a soccer ball, where the soccer ball's got the hexagon and the pentagon.
Here's a picture I found comparing adrenochrome's engram or molecular structure or whatever. I don't know if you guys remember that old app iFunny that used to have all the memes, but strangely enough, it had a picture I found that was making this connection. When I was a kid, I used that app all the time. That honestly was peak memes because they were consolidated in one place. There's some good stuff now, I'm sure. I'm just not going out of my way to find it. These clips are pretty interesting though, and they do a good job of pointing out something deeper that Kurt has been trying to get across when he says they use all parts of the buffalo, or has mentioned that adrenochrome is low tier. Let's keep going.
So that actually makes the exact same formula. And in the opening scene of Monsters, Inc., which is the movie where they harvest fear from children into these little canisters called Scream, which then power the rest of the elite city. But that in that very first scene, there's a soccer ball under the bed where the monster comes out to scare the kids. So that one also gets brought up as the rabbit/soccer ball. Some of these are a little bit of a big stretch. However, the rabbit one I've come around on because, again, all of the original adrenochrome research from the 1930s all came out of rabbit experimentation. So there is an interesting rabbit connection to adrenochrome.
That's creepy. Anyway, I've just been told by several people that that's not that big of a deal and that there's much more sought after shit. And I suspect the Playboy Mansion thing where they were drawing people's blood at pig night, one of my favorite stories I've ever heard of pig night. You go in there and you can raw dog the pigs. You know, they're not bunnies, it's pig night. And you go through your underground tunnel which are real. The tunnels of the mansion, you can fuck whores that way without being seen. That's, you know? So, and then there's still that kind of shit all the time. Anyway, it's in Newsweek. You can find it, the article about what a piece of shit Hugh Hefner was, you know? Because he's Epstein. Okay. All of a sudden he's dead now. So now we give a shit that he was a pimp.
Well, and this was connected to...
Excuse the old channel branding, but this is one of the early clips I found on the main channel that was removed from YouTube, where Kurt and Duncan Trussell go into more detail about pig night.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the prior clip, they go off on another topic before getting to these details. And as quickly as possible, check out the description if you want to support me making this content.
So all these people who sent their fucking swabs to 23andMe are now getting all of their DNA connected to their name, connected to like who they are, sold to some unknown company.
Okay, you used to have to go to a Hugh Hefner pig night on Thursdays at the mansion underground and have your blood drawn while you fuck. They have someone called I told Dave Lucas, I can't remember. Anyway, dressed like a nurse, you're fucking, draws your blood, supposedly makes you come harder. I had to look it up. Yeah, Newsweek didn't explain why you would do this. Oh, the bleeder.
Wow, the bleeder.
The bleeder comes around, and this is where Cosby used to go, just in case you're wondering where he got weird. The bleeder comes around, and while you're at so they'd have escorts that they tested. The bleeder. Yeah, but it's pig night, not.
It's kind of like the Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. You know, that lady walking with the syringe. She was about to inject poison or something. It's been a while, but
Pig night.
What's the diff?
Really important people can take the tunnel is for important people can fuck some whores on Thursday with nobody knowing.
I see.
And this is in Newsweek. Like when he died, they wrote a whole thing about it. And I'm like reading this, like, I never heard of this.
Never heard of Pig Week.
Pig night. Thursday night
Pig
is,
night.
remember, Thursday night's pig night.
Pig night.
And so you could be all these politicians and, all the people that show up at the parties you hear about over and over and over again,
Yeah.
but you just put it out of your mind because you're a cow. And anyway, not you, but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
So then there you go. Insiders describe pig night. Now,
Hefner's former valet reflects on pig nights.
Oh, it's a night for America.
I remember pig night.
Yeah, go ahead, look at it. And like, I tell people shit and they think I'm like making it up.
On certain nights, Mr. Hefner had prostitutes brought up to the mansion. He'd entertain them with a big dinner and then invite his friends to come and participate in different intimate acts with him. It was called pig night.
His infamous pig night.
Sometimes the women had penises, and Hefner didn't want to be involved with that, although some of the other guests...
I thought you were being funny.
No.
That's what it says.
Yeah, sometimes the women had penises, and Hefner didn't want to be involved with that, although some of the other guests, especially John Belushi, they didn't mind. Hugh, most of the time, never had sex with women.
Wait, what do you mean he didn't mind? So he's sitting there like the whore comes over, oh, you have a penis here. I'll just move that out of the way.
He did.
So what connection is sort of missing here is that every emotion or feeling that you have is caused by some expression of hormones or chemicals in the body and brain that makes it into your blood. So basically, whatever pleasure hormones or endorphins or chemicals or whatever are going on when they're going buck crazy, as a certain guy would say, is in the blood the bleeder is collecting. So is that part of the higher tier human-made drug list above adrenochrome? I think this is where he keeps trying to go, but it's just a thought nonetheless. What do you think?
Anyway, adrenochrome.
I like the I like the additions. That the graphics just a little blinding, but I'm all for the additions. But my eyes.
From what I understand, have you heard anything else about this? That's just one of many things you harvest out of people. And this is an avenue I got to research more, but I think it's the most interesting thing I've ever heard is generational funeral home families. A good place to look about for that kind of shit. You know?
Well, so I've been trying to source adrenochrome for the last couple of years now, and I've got a lot of offers on the table, but unfortunately, it doesn't really come from my understanding. It doesn't come from funeral homes. Doesn't come from torturing people. But you were talking about like these high end like apothecaries sort of. I think that exists, right? There's someone out there that might spend $8,000 on a hamburger because it's got like gold crusting and they use the blood of like a virgin pigeon or something.
This confused me at first. The way he said he didn't think it came from what sounded like, I guess, what you could consider more ethical sources like funeral homes or whatever versus torturing children. But then he also talked about a super special apothecary, and at first I was thinking like someone using natural ingredients like you typically hear in the past. So they'd still be using humans, but I bet he means a chemist that synthesizes the stuff. But I do believe probably the worst version does exist somewhere today, like it always has in stories all throughout antiquity.
Like Schlager to me, but
or also like ornament bunting, where the people will deep fry an entire bird and then like eat the whole thing whole, just because it's a status symbol more than anything else. And it's a French delicacy, but they basically overfeed it on champagne and they deep fry it and you just eat the entire thing whole. The point being is that it's not because it tastes great. It's not because this is like a delicacy that people want. It's just this weird status symbol. And for the same reason, you might have someone out there that is doing the Hunter S. Thompson Satanist version of adrenochrome, where they're extracting it in the most nefarious way possible. And they're, selling it to people, and they're doing
Lake Havasu, buddy. You ever hear about Lake Havasu yet in your travels? So Peru, you get a lot of good specimens from Peru. That's Amaru, their god. That's America.
Yeah, Amaru. Yeah,
the plumed serpent land we live in, Amaruca. So they traffic.
That's the. What's the other name for it? The quasicolado? Quasicolado?
It's from there, specifically Peru. And it's because they got the blood of kings in them or some shit. And they had and the people doing this, they got levels. There's silver, gold, copper. So you like if you were in like a hair club
plan.
Yes. Yeah. And
I don't know if you could hear the last thing he just said, but he said it's like a rewards card, which is super creepy to think human trafficking goes so deep they have rewards tiers. But hey, anyways, that's about all for this fan-made short. If you'd like to help me out on this journey while I sail through these rough waters, check out the links in the description and stay tapped in. I'll see you next time.
Nathan Reynolds, I tell people to watch all the time because I think that guy spilled the beans on a lot of
Okay. Well, I thought we're actually looking at this one, the adrenochrome.
That's what he. Okay, that's amazing.
Before 1901, when they figured out how to synthesize adrenaline, every single drug, psychedelic or otherwise, came from plants. There really weren't any drugs that came from an animal, let alone a human being.
This is mentioned soon, but I want to point out there's evidence in the past with things like ancient Greek medical text, paganism, occult stuff, and cannibalism practices. However, I think they mean modern research.
And with adrenaline and now adrenochrome by proxy, you've got drugs that come from human beings that
That's
never
what,
existed
dude,
before.
that's what he. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so Nathan was saying that about people worry about adrenochrome, but plasma-based medicine.
It all started with adrenaline in 1901. Before that,
really
there was
something, man.
There was no such thing as being able to take a drug from a mammal or a person, put it in you, and know that it would have a very specific effect. It started with adrenaline. Adrenochrome, being a byproduct of adrenaline, kind of gets folded into that. But the other thing is that you've got thousands of years of blood libel research and thousands of years of cannibalism and all of these practices where blood is being used to commune with gods and what have you, right? For thousands and thousands of years. But there was never really a scientific reason of, and here's proof that it works. Well, with adrenaline and with adrenochrome, now you actually have a secular scientific placeholder for what used to require a belief in the supernatural or religion. Now someone can be like, I'm an atheist, but I believe in adrenochrome, and adrenochrome comes from blood, and it has all these properties to it. Now it's no longer a religious argument, which is a very unique time now.
I think too, like when Bill Maher and Tim Allen were talking about the aliens and all this stuff, Bill Maher was real quick to say his belief in them, and yeah, it kind of just something that people who are not connected to a religion would be a little bit more drawn to, whether they're atheists or whatever. But it seems like maybe the alien thing, it definitely gives them the whole sense of rapture that other religions give their pupils. So. So he's saying, he's taking it even further and just going into saying that adrenochrome it is that as well. I mean, that then he gets into like new technologies that can be created from this stuff. And we got connecting the dots. Yes. We got people connecting the dots. Kurt Metzger allows us to cast that wide net, and get a sense of all sorts of interesting things. I mean, that whole pig thing, that was so they're into their rituals.
That's to represent that.
It's nice that there's without a doubt research and evidence, but I think a bigger problem is that people aren't aware and can't easily find the truth. But in this next clip, they talk about how it got its name.
That's why he called it adrenochrome. It means the color of their adrenals. So the first time that color was assigned to any kind of adrenaline, that's what essentially became like the birth of knowing about adrenochrome. This is like 1930 or so.
And then who are those scientists? Do you remember their names or?
Dr. Abram Hoffer was the guy that did some of the original research. The guy that actually discovered that, I believe his name was Richter, Dr. Richter, but he didn't have necessarily any kind of purpose for it. He just noticed it visually. It was Dr. Abram Hoffer, John Smithies, and a small handful of other guys that actually end up doing all this research. And here it dovetails almost immediately in the conspiracy theory realm.
Why?
The main reason is because if you look to see who was funding this, it all came from a guy named Nolan. And Nolan was tasked by the 33rd degree Scottish Rite Supreme Council, Northern Jurisdiction, huge long title on his business card.
Dang, who the heck is my guy Nolan with all the spooky credentials? 33rd degree Scottish Rite Supreme Council, Northern Jurisdiction? I guess it shouldn't surprise me that there are multiple jurisdictions for this occult wacko shit, but let's continue.
But he was tasked with, what can we do with Scottish Rite money to advance humanity, to kind of like put our stamp on it. And they honed in on figuring out what they called dementia praecox at the time, which just meant early onset dementia. That's where the studies that you were mentioning, people like testing out the blood, can it do certain things? That was because they were noticing a 4 to 10 times higher amount of adrenochrome in schizophrenic patients than in normal people. So then the idea was like, well, if we do a blood transfusion from a normal person to a schizophrenic, does it fix them? And if we put the blood of a schizophrenic into a normal person, do they turn schizophrenic? That's kind of where all of the psychedelic aspect came from.
Did it? I'm not clear on what the effects were, because I've heard various things on one of the doctors shot it up and had a weird, where he felt more like empathy with his lamp than his sister.
Okay, so now we've seen this clip a couple times now. Apparently this one, keeps getting into rotation. I know for sure that this interview between the two of them on the original episode was really good. I mean, everything that just their chemistry and their dynamic was great. And but I think they're gonna be talking about like plasma technology and all sorts of wild things that people are doing.
I don't.
Curtis talked about this story before, but I'm pretty sure the clips I had of it were on the other channel and it got removed from YouTube. So if you're interested, leave a comment and I'll make another video on it.
So it gets mixed, man. So if you look at the original report, Dr. Abram Hoffer and Smithies, like the two guys that were actually in the dirt doing adrenochrome personally, they were doing it on themselves. They gave it to their wives, their colleagues. They tested it on like 15 different animals, monkeys, pigeons, fish, all across the board. Those two guys said unequivocally it was an incredibly intense psychedelic. They didn't even have to shoot it up. They were doing it sublingually. So they just put pure adrenochrome under their tongue and said that they were having hallucinations that rivaled mescaline experiments.
So do you think that that's what Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie were all sipping on at the award show? I mean, and again, look at Kurt. I mean, he's just like, this is him throughout the whole interview. This guy blows him away. It's just, yeah, this was a good one.
But once they started sharing these reports with other scientists within their sphere, those other scientists were like, yeah, I don't believe you. And they were basically writing reports saying that it was incorrect and that this couldn't possibly be psychedelic. But Smithies and Osmond directly have reports where they said, it's so curious that the people that were naysaying their research were the people that weren't actually doing it.
Well, I mean, it's not curious at all. First of all, if you know the shit they were just doing with LSD, high interest in hallucinogenics and just to see what you could do to somebody with it, and how utterly backed by Nazi science and LSD research. A lot of it came from Nazi shit too.
I'm pretty sure anyone watching this is going to be familiar with MK Ultra, but something they mentioned is kind of interesting when it comes to certain medications and the fear-mongering and doubt that goes on even in the public sphere today. Don't even get me started on this hemp nonsense. But the idea that they were doing all this research on psychedelics is not a new one to me, and I've heard all kinds of things related to it and how they may still be used in research to this day.
Duncan found a bunch of shit on it, actually. My buddy Duncan Trussell. Okay, so this is stronger than that? Because there ain't no way DMT got out there without somebody in a CIA thing going, we need to like put this out there. People got to try this shit. There ain't no fucking way. They put that shit out there and they wanted to see what it'd do. So right about then, to me, it sounds like a good old fashioned sheep dipping where you discredit the guy and then you take the research and do your own thing with it. It's going to be classified right now. What year is this where they're doing it again? Tell me.
We're in the early 1950s when they start releasing some of this research, and
it's not your AI bot, okay, Kurt. That's a human being. You like tell me. He thought he was talking to his ChatGPT.
Just like clockwork, exactly as you're mentioning. There's this thing that happens in the early 1950s, which explains why adrenochrome research goes from being publicly funded and all the results being, published to all of a sudden it doesn't exist anymore. No one's heard of it. It doesn't have any valid use in medicine. And that's because the funding changed hands from being in the Scottish Rite. And then it went over to the Rockefeller Foundation. And then from the Rockefeller Foundation, it gets consumed by the CIA, essentially.
This being in the early 1950s, I wonder if this is connected to when anti-gravity research went dark. Because if you watch Jesse Michaels' content around Thomas Townsend Brown, there was very clearly anti-gravitics research going on and going well until nobody hears about it again, and science was classified for 80 years or some ridiculous amount of time.
And then it gets into the fold in MK Ultra research. And I actually, I personally found an example of this where there was a declassified MK Ultra video where the person in the video is specifically telling a room full of CIA agents that adrenochrome is a psychedelic and that they had developed an antidote for psychedelics called MER-17, which would basically neutralize LSD, adrenochrome that he mentions by name, and a few others. Now you've got an actual chemical compound you can hold in your hand and say, this is what you've been talking about as blood libel. And now the attention, if you were actually present that in any kind of a public forum, it's going to be, nope, that's been discredited. There's no such thing. There's no research that proves that. But if you look into it, there 100% is research that proves it.
In fact, I bet you
scientists.
I could just be wrong about this, but I have a funny feeling because things that sound like a bad joke turn out to be true a lot to me. So I'll bet you there's more research available on the effects of adrenochrome than there is from the COVID vaccine that they and they wanted to hide it for 70 years in the court. Like, you're not allowed to see the test results. I'll bet you can find more about it than you could about COVID.
I would take this bet for sure, especially if we're talking about only what was available in 2020 or early 2021. That was a very wild time. For me, when the definition of vaccine changed, I was no longer interested and knew funny business was afoot.
Because people just
all of it now, all the modern adrenochrome research all has to do with it being a blood coagulant, and then there's also people that put adrenaline drops in their eyes to fix some issue with like hormones. And if you have too much adrenaline put into your eyes, it'll eventually coagulate and turn into adrenochrome deposits, which then create something called black eye, where they have to go and scrape black pigment off of your cornea because of the adrenochrome that formed in your eyeball.
Why do you need to put that in your eye?
Some people just put adrenaline in their eye for various reasons. But these are the only two main reported uses of adrenochrome now in 2020 is as a blood coagulant, a lot of the time for dental procedures and for surgery, and for these adrenaline eye drops. But like you're saying, and even going back to the original researchers, they were very adamant that it was incredibly psychedelically active and that it had way more properties than just as a blood coagulant. But that's been all but wiped from any kind of official research now.
Yeah.
Oh, again, Kurt Metzger just bringing together these ideas and kind of taking us along the ride. And I mean, he's really just trying to figure it out. He's like, he wasn't quite understanding the blood libel thing. No one does, except for unless you're a 32nd degree Mason, like this brother is. He's working on his great work. He's going to write a religion. But Kurt Metzger putting these people on, getting a sense of a whole world out there. But yeah, I like to kind of wrap it up with a little bit of Metzger and
she said Roger Clinton was the one heading up.
Oh, wrong one. But yeah, that was the fan page. I've been enjoying the commentary as well, and Kurt Metzger fan page shorts. And he's got some nice thumbnails as well. I mean, if you were to do writing, I like the yellow on the black. So yeah, all that looks really nice. I just don't like I don't like zooming in. I don't like the constant thing. But check them out if you haven't. And I think that that'll be the end of our broadcast tonight, where we take a look at comedians and conspiracies and see if we can find some funny moments or new ideas out there. Ever evolving, this technology machine. But here we are. Till next time, thank you so much for listening. I let me just say, and I should have said this at the very beginning, thank you so much for the subscribers and the people that are listening. And again, the suggestions that are out there, I hear you, and I'll get into my stride, and soon this marathon will wind down a bit, and then I'll have a bit of a schedule where it'll be a few days a week or something. But hitting it hard for right now, and then but I can see that I can operate a bit on empty occasionally, but again, we're just kind of finding our way through OBS and this whole broadcast venture. And they say that you just gotta learn by doing it. But I can see that I could probably spend a couple days to take in some of this stuff instead of trying to cold watch everything. But But anyway, here we are with another broadcast. Yeah, I'll work on all those outros and all those intros and stuff. But I appreciate it, and thank you for watching.